Hello, guys. Hello. Wow. I ain't gonna lie to you. I went out last night, supposed to have a beer and dinner, and I came home at like 4 a.m. So I'm a bit delicate, but my word, I've just pumped out about 5, 6, 7 codes on my website. That's gonna really wake people up. And yesterday was amazing with the Liverpool game. The amount of I don't care about likes and stuff, but the likes and the retweets and the comments and the messages I got on my Liverpool code made me feel like, wow, okay. Like I get these days every now and again where I feel like, wow, I am making a big impact. You have days and weeks and months where you're like, oh, it's just the same people I'm talking to. And then you go, boom, who are all these people bombarding me? Like, oh God, it is rigged. I've finally seen it. Oh my God, this is a joke. Oh my God, I said it would be 9-0. Multiple people got on Celtic in my community today, 9-0. They saw the stupid scoreline at halftime and they were like, okay, 9-0. Because I often talk about the connections between Celtic and Liverpool. And I was messaging my mate yesterday. I think he's fallen out with me now about the Liverpool game because he on his Instagram, he was showing the photo of Jordan Henderson with "You'll Never Walk Alone, rest in peace, Olivia." I was like, don't you think it's suspicious? And I went through all my 9 code guys, how the 9-year-old girl died in Liverpool. And then Liverpool's next game, they win 9-0. And number 9 was the man of the match. Told you 23 opened and closed the scoring. 23, the 9th prime, the 239th day of the year, like 239. The list went on and on with that. You'll never walk along, it's your 81. The square root is 9. You'll never walk along, it's your 99 also. It's like, so what do you mean? What do you mean? What is this? I was like, okay, you might want to watch my live today so you can understand it more. Got very defensive, got very angry at me. And all I'm doing is trying to help him because he's a great guy, he's a good lad, but he's obsessed with professional sports, like genuinely obsessed. I thought I was. He's obsessed. Every sport imaginable. So it's crushing him when I tell him these things. And I know a lot of people are going to say to me, just let it go. Let him do his thing. Okay? And maybe you're right. But I still have that fire in my belly because I know how much he's consumed by these sports and they're all satanic rituals. So before I get into all my codes today, because there's so many, I want to say thanks to the new people that signed up to the website and thanks to you guys now watching. All right. I'm sure more people are going to watch later on. So first of all, hey, Jordan, what a crazy weekend. Ha, ha, ha. Yep. Absolutely insane. I think it's only going to get crazier closer to the World Cup, which I've told you I think it's going to be the last ever World Cup. It's only going to get crazier and more blatant. Pretty much everything within this matrix that's collapsing now, it's all coming out. It's all so blatant in every department, professional sports, politics, science, entertainment. It's all becoming so blatant. Now, if you have, and this whole thing about eyes to see and stuff, if you have any level of consciousness now, it's blatant. Anfield Road End, how are you? TJ Baker bet on 3 different number 9 strikers after that result last night in an accumulator and it won. Congratulations, mate. This is what I'm saying. With this knowledge, I can give you it. And then you've got to do what you want with it. You decided to do a parlay for 3 number 9s to score and they all scored. So well done for you. Would you have done that if you didn't watch my videos? I'm guessing you wouldn't have done. But again, you took the initiative and you placed the bet, and I'm glad you won. Yeah, Happy Face Man did say yesterday that Celtic would win 9-0. He did. He called it. He said it in the comments, Celtic 9-0. And I will be getting into all the Liverpool and Celtic connections later in the video. You've planted the seed. That's all you can do. Cheers, Chuck. Much love to Chuck. You all know how much I respect Chuck and his codes, and just more now him as a person rather than his codes. I like to message him. I like his humor. I like going back and forth with him. I like just, obviously his knowledge is incredible. And that's been one of the best relationships for me, that we had this, like, we were going back and forth every now and again. It wasn't like anything major, but now it's like, let's work together. We are so gifted. Let's work together and boom. Let's wake people up. That's what we want to do now. Chucking in this just to win money. He plays small bets like a lot of people. Tiny bit frustrated with myself here because this happens so often, and this guy can back me up. Decoding the Matrix 333 was messaging me last night. He said, "What do you reckon about this Newcastle game?" I said, "I've looked at it and it's going to be a draw for me. It'll be a draw." He was like, yeah, well, I think Newcastle double chance. I was like, yeah, always a smart bet. And I did a code. I didn't post the code on my website. I went out. I was like, I can't just keep posting and posting. I said a draw, and then I saw Newcastle scored in the 90th minute. And this is another point I want to get at. All these late goals, which I've talked about for a long time now, the late goals, the woodwork being hit, VAR, the dramatic penalties, all of this stuff, the offside decisions, all drama, all energy harvesting. So again, for the people out there today who one had Wolves to win, which I'm sure a lot of people took at home, to get to the 90th minute, yes, you can cash out and be smart. Yes, you can cover and do all of that and be smart. Most people don't. But how a team goes 90 minutes and then they decide to finally score in the last minute, or they decide to score 2 goals in the last 2 minutes. And it's not just in football. This can go on in hockey. You can see teams get like 2 touchdowns in the last 3 minutes of an NFL game after they didn't have any of the whole game. It's absolutely baffling. You can see in Major League Baseball how a team could have no runs in 8 innings and get 5 in the 9th and win. It's becoming scandalous now. So I said that game would be a draw. Again, apologies to the community. I didn't post the code, but that guy won off it. He took West Ham to win against Villa. Again, I don't know how Gerrard's not being fired. I keep telling you this. The guy can't win a football match. And he took Newcastle double chance. Not the draw. Would have been more money for him, but double chance is definitely a safer bet. They ain't even hiding it anymore, baby. Good. Bro, get this. This is what I'll try and tell you as well, is I don't think they've ever hid it. This is what's glorious. Can somebody give me a woo? Woo, woo! I can't believe I'm doing this hungover with this energy. They have never hid it. All right, you've had these 9-0s. You had Leicester beat Southampton 9-0. You had Man United beating Ipswich 9-0 back in the day. It's becoming more blatant, but they've never hid it. I told you, go back to the 2005 Champions League final, Liverpool-Milan. All right, that was 17 years ago. They didn't hide it there. We're the best team in the world. We're 3-0 up at half-time against a pretty mediocre Liverpool team, and they end up losing on penalties. That wasn't hidden there. It wasn't hidden in 1999 when Man United got 2 goals in the last couple of minutes against Bayern Munich, the best team in the world, the best defense in the world. It wasn't hidden then. I don't think it was hidden all the way back in 1966. In all the sports, they haven't hidden it from us, or hidden it from us at all. It's been going on our whole lifetimes. It's just for whatever reason now, if we are operating under a higher level of consciousness, some of us are, I know that for a fact, or we've entered a different dimension, or they just know people are so indoctrinated now that they can do whatever they want and get away with it. Who knows? But they ain't getting anything past me. They don't get anything past me, do they? And you're going to see in this live stream that they don't. Yeah, Giroud and 2 others. Giroud scored. He's massively connected to the number 9. It was a good finish. I actually saw the highlight of it. Somebody sent me it because they had Giroud to score. And it was a good finish. But so much space. So much space. What do you think they'll replace the World Cup with? They won't. They won't. I think we really are coming towards the end with revelation and everything. Or the New World Order, which we've pretty much been living under. I was speaking to Flinny. We've been living under a New World Order our whole lives. We've just not been aware of it. We've been used, abused, manipulated our whole lives. So it's just going to practically come out and say this is a New World Order, and there's probably going to be more rules. But I don't think if they do get that complete New World Order, they don't need to distract the masses with professional sports anymore. They don't need the bread and circus. That they in their head believe they'll have complete control over humanity. That's what they want. They literally think they are guardians of the galaxy, these people. And that's the reality. And I do think, honestly, Jesus is coming back soon. I believe it in my heart and soul. I think that's what all these nines are, which I'll get into. What's all the nines for a 9-month warning? I've told you to mark in your calendar 9/11/2023 because it's exactly 42 months after coronavirus was declared a global pandemic. The B strains for 42 months. 9 is huge. It's the number of completion because it's the last single-digit number. Have you seen so many runs end after 9 games or title wins after 9 in a row? Some get to 10. Most of the time, it ends at 9. How long did it take for you to know that these sports are rigged? I figured it out about 2 years ago. The longer it's gone on, the better I've got, the more connections I've made, the more predictions I've made, where it's undeniable now that these outcomes are predetermined by a code. All right? We can use the word rigged. That annoys people. That implies man's behind it all. That's why I'd be careful with the word rigged, but it is a word that draws people in. But the outcomes are predetermined by a code. Today, Celtic will win in 9-0. It wasn't going to stop. Whatever anybody did, I really believe that. It's almost like some sort of computer, like a supercomputer at this point. It was going to be 9-0. It's been programmed to be 9-0. It's finishing 9-0. I don't care what the players try and do, what the coach says. If there's a pitch invader, whatever, that game's ending 9-0, and there's no stopping it. Same with the Liverpool game. And it's a tough one when you go like, did they intentionally take out Bobby Firmino after 69 minutes with all the 6s and 9s in that game? Did the coach, Klopp, say, right, time? Somebody said to him, Jurgen, now we've got to take Bobby out. It's the 69th minute. We know what that is. Get him out. No, I don't know if that is the case. I do believe the likes of Klopp worship Satan. And I do believe they are possessed by demonic entities, these people. I really do believe that. And maybe when they are coaching within these games, that's when they're completely possessed. And then maybe they just completely forget what happened. I don't know when they go home. Who knows? Maybe they think they're good people in their head. But these rituals are getting sick now. Celtic beat Liverpool exactly 21 hours after Liverpool won 9-0. I mean, Celtic beat whoever they played, some shite Scottish team. All right? And it was 21 hours after Liverpool won 9-0. 21's that Jesuit number. All right? Today's Sunday. Sunday gets you 21. I was telling you in the Arsenal game that Arsenal would get a late winning goal to win 2-1. It's a joke. And this satanic ritual, just another one. So they beat Dundee United. And again, this league's an absolute embarrassment. Celtic played 5, won 5, drawn none, lost none, scored 21. There's your 21. Another 21. All right, after they won 9-0, 21 hours after Liverpool. They've conceded 1. There's your 2-11, which I'll get to later in the video. And they have 15 points. So matches played 5, wins 5. There's your Satan. There's your Satan. There's your 55. All right. Lewandowski, number 9, scored as well. Yep, I've got Barcelona to win La Liga. I'm not sure if I've posted it. I think I have. Actually, I'm not sure if I have. But I'll do it later today. I said Liverpool 9-0 on the live stream Friday night. This weekend has been mad. Brilliant, Jamie Clark. If you're the guy who did it, phenomenal stuff, because you helped a lot of people in my community. And I woke up a lot of people with my 9 code. I knew Liverpool were winning that game. I can't say I knew because I had an extremely strong feeling. I told you in the live, Liverpool will probably destroy Bournemouth. I didn't connect the 9. I never said I think it'll be 9-0, but a few people did. Did you see the Spurs and Newcastle game went to the 99th minute? No, bro. I don't really. I was sleeping because all these games at like 8 a.m. my time. And I went out last night. I didn't get home till like 4. Richarlison assisted the second goal for Spurs. He's number 9. Guys, I've got 9 likes. Wait until I tell you about that Spurs game. Newcastle scored in the 90th minute to put Liverpool in 9th place. So, boom. I was saying yesterday that Liverpool were 9th, and they wasn't. They were actually 8th. Liverpool are now 9th because of that 90th minute goal from Newcastle. Like, Newcastle have yet to lose a game this season. So Liverpool are 9th. Brilliant addition. This is why I do these lives now. I've told you I'm wiped. I should be either sleeping or doing something or eating. But once I did these codes today, I was like, oh my goodness. So great find. Liverpool are 9th, the day after the win 9-0. David, I've already posted that on my website about the Dodgers, but thank you. Dodgers just won 8-1. Kobe Bean Bryant equals 81. His highest scoring game, 81 points in his 666 game. The square root of 81 is 9. The Dodgers just won 8-1, 9 runs. They got what? Did they get 2 runs in the 9th to make sure that happened? And it happened on a Sunday, which is the day Kobe Bryant died. And it was their 126th game of the year. And Kobe died on 126. But thank you, David Espinoza, legend. It's a joke. Like recently, the Dodgers just won 12-6 against Milwaukee. And not long ago, there was Kobe chants in a Milwaukee and LA Dodgers game. We are living in some sort of scripted reality at this point. God created a beautiful universe. Where we're living, this realm that we are in is a scripted reality. All right? And I don't know what they're hiding from us. Because to keep us in this scripted reality, something deep is being hid from us, in my opinion. Bill Gates, supposedly born in 55, yeah, same year as my dad, 11 years before England won the World Cup. Maybe the next 9/11 type event is going to be the so-called natural disaster. We'll find out, but it's going down next year. A monumentally huge. Hey, Malcolm Williams. Hey, Tomo. I used to have a really good mate called Tomo, a fantastic footballer. I played striker with him. He was called Adam Tomlinson. I'm called Adam Edwards. We were unbelievable together. Played with each other at school and for a team. Much love, Tomo. I don't think that's you. I don't think you even know I'm the illusion. There's loads of Tomos around the world. Makes me wonder, is my life programmed? I think so. I've said on multiple occasions now that you have a code. You have free will, though. You can play around with the code. I've said you probably have an ultimate destination, but it's up to you how you get there. That's my view on it. You have a path, but it's up to you where you go. You might go left, then you might go right, then you might go back a little bit, then go forwards, but you do have that ultimate end destination. That's why they always ask, what's more important, the destination or the journey? Or the destination or the journey. I think it's the journey. Because the journey you have control over. I think the destination you really don't. Pretty close to the Rangers training ground. What is? Hey, Malcolm Williams. Joseph. Antichrist Barack Obama, 81. Wow, Mark of the Beast, 81. Greeting from Glasgow. Oh, that's what you were saying with the stadium. Yeah, I think these 9s are actually a beautiful thing. You think the Freemasons are doing all of this? Like, I will give you loads of Freemason connections who are being used. They're just being used, these people. It doesn't mean that I respect them or that you shouldn't call them out, but I think they're being used. All these 9s for me, it's biblical. I think it's biblical. And it's a number that's really powerful with spirituality as well. It's like I said, it represents completion, but not necessarily like a final ending. It's more like the fulfillment of a cycle, which initiates the next one. So this whole like new world, the world's never going to end. I just want to tell some of you there who are very scared. 6079, I was telling everyone about how amazing our phone call was. I could happily get you on today if you want. Maybe you want to do it another time, but you're a phenomenal coder. The world will never end. People think it's going to be Armageddon. That means the world's gone forever. It will never end. I honestly don't believe that's the case. And Summit Major is going to go down. Maybe, just maybe, can somebody give me a woo? Woo! I know Happy Face Man's going to like this. Maybe, just maybe, all these 9s, which is the number of completion, is the end of the evil. Myself, my parents, their parents, whether they know it or not, I've been brought up in a satanic system, being programmed, manipulated from birth. We've adapted to it. We've got used to it. It's become the norm. They want a new norm now. Or God does, or somebody does. They keep calling out the new norm. It's easy to think this new norm is going to be even worse than what it is now. However, there's a strong possibility that all these nines means this world that has been honestly so corrupt from top to bottom, and now it's all coming out. The light is shining on the darkness. Anyone with any ounce of spirit within their body can see and accept that this world right now is being run by Satan and demons, but it's all coming out. They've been hiding so much from us. All right? And now we're finding it. This is what I say. This is like lifting up the rock. You lift up the rock and you see all the worms and the insects, and most people go, oh! They drop the rock back on it because they don't want to see them. I'll lift that rock, I'll throw it off, and I'll call out I won't be intimidated by what's underneath the rock. And that's what's happening now. Most people lift up the rock, they put it back. I don't want to see that. Yes, I believe we have free will, which is enormous. If I thought in my soul that everything about my life was completely predetermined and scripted, I wouldn't necessarily want to live it. I'm not pushing anything negative there. I'm just saying if I was to get told today, Adam, every single thing about your life and the future of your life has already been predetermined and there's nothing you can do about it, that would just take away this. What I love being what I believe to be spontaneous. And if I find out that it's not me who's spontaneous, it's just been written for me. So guess it is me at the same time, but it's not my free will making the decisions. That would break my heart. That's why I didn't watch Decode Your Reality for a long time. Because he made me feel like I had no control over my life. And I thought he was doing that intentionally. But the more and more better I get at this, I do believe we do have a code. Finally, Decode Your Reality said we have free will, because he didn't for a long time. So now I watch some of his stuff. Funny how both clubs, Liverpool and Celtic, sing You'll Never Walk Alone, and both score 9 in consecutive days. Coincidence. All right, let me go through my Celtic code then. All right, I go through it because I've got the You'll Never Walk Alone part. So Dundee United versus Celtic. This game was at 12 o'clock, 28th of August, 2022 on a Sunday. They connected with Catholicism. So 9-0, you should be absolutely embarrassed as a professional footballer to get beat 9-0. So how many people were at this? 11,000 guys. This is the thing. I was saying this the other day. Celtic should be doing this every other week to teams, beating them 9-0. With the stadium, the infrastructure, the wages, the players they have, they should be going to Dundee United and all the other shitty teams in the SPL week in, week out, and putting 9 past Ross County, 9 past St Johnstone, 9 past Kilmarnock. That's the reality, but they don't. It's all about the code, isn't it? It's all about the code. But anyway, doesn't matter. And again, it doesn't even matter who coaches Celtic. All right, you could get somebody who don't know anything about the game coaching Celtic, and they're finishing in the top 2 of the league, aren't they? That's what a joke that league is. So both clubs come out to the song You'll Never Walk Alone. Notice yesterday, Jordan Henderson, the sicko, the captain of Liverpool, had a RIP Olivia, YNWA, You'll Never Walk Alone, on his shirt after the game. They had the round of applause after 9 minutes, the day Liverpool win 9-0, and the fans are just oblivious and clueless to it because they are under the control of Satan. Simple. So these clubs as well, they're linked by players. All right, think about Kenny Dalglish, Celtic and Liverpool legend. Think about Brendan Rodgers. Brendan Rodgers went to Celtic, won everything with them, and then obviously coached Liverpool, where he absolutely bottled it, didn't he? When they didn't win the league and they slipped and Gerrard slipped and all of that. And then Gerrard goes on to coach Rangers, Celtic's biggest rivals. It's an absolute joke. So you've got that connection. You've got the whole thing that they used to push with Jock Stein and Bill Shankly. and they were like best friends, and they were both working class Scotsmen. These are Scottish, right, Freemasons. All right, Bill Shankly, Jock Stein, Sir Alex Ferguson, David Moyes. Like, they'll tell you these are all working class Scotsmen. These are high ranked satanic Masons. All right, that's what they are. Why is Scotland? Why do they have so many incredible Scottish managers over the years, and the national team shite? Do you know what I mean? So you've got the connections with the players, the managers, the songs, the shared values, the Catholic background. The two are generally anti-establishment set of fans. Working class cities, Glasgow and Liverpool, all these connections. I've told you all these clubs. It was all founded by Freemasons and by people with religious backgrounds. Okay? I've told you religion's man-made. It's satanic as religion. Faith is one thing. Religion is a different thing that's man-made. All right? And they all hide. People like Pope Francis hides behind religion when he's a Satanist. And he's blatantly shown that to the world. But he hides behind the Catholic Church. He hides behind the Vatican, which has its own military. Why? What are they hiding there? A little frail old Argentinian who's doing God's work? Why do they have to protect him? Because there's all the hidden secrets of the universe within the Vatican. So you'll never walk alone equals 81. In gematria, I've covered this multiple times. 81, the square root is 9, because it's 9 times 9. That's why you'll never walk alone also gets you 99. And today Celtic closed the scoring. Star, Lucifer Morningstar, Starfelt after 81 minutes. That was the last goal of this game. 81, the square root's 9. All right? It's like why Van Dijk scored after 45 minutes yesterday, the 9th triangular number. Why do Celtic fans sing You'll Never Walk Alone? Though some debate they beat Liverpool to the punch here, it's widely accepted that the supporters of the Glasgow Giants adopted the anthem themselves after playing Liverpool at Anfield in the 1966 European Cup Winners' Cup semi-finals. 1966. It's when England won the World Cup. It's when the Church of Satan was founded by Anton LaVey. And I don't know how many times I've told people that there is a Church of Satan in San Francisco, and they laugh in my face and say, you just talking shit. And then I show them it, and I show them all the rules of the Church of Satan. And then they go, oh my God, really? There is one? Yes. Yeah, there is. It was founded in 66 when England won the World Cup, the Satanic World Cup, 4-2. And the beast reigns for 42 months. Like I keep telling everybody. There's 2 months and 11 days between Liverpool and Celtic coaches' birthdays. That 2-11. So it's not a coincidence now that Celtic have scored 21 goals this season and conceded 1. 2-11. All right? Why is 2-11 so big? It's huge. Because 2-11 is when the Basilica, the Vatican, was struck by lightning twice. All right? Right before Pope Francis became the Pope, who I believe is the false prophet, who's working for Satan. No doubt in my mind with the work that I've done on him. And I've told you Celtic and Liverpool have massive Catholic roots. Massive Catholic roots. 2-11 is the 47th prime. Celtic FC equals 47. Liverpool equals 47. Vatican equals 47. Francis equals 47. The Freemason compass is set at 47 degrees. 47 is the authority number in gematria when you learn the code. Enough is enough. The fact that so many people today got on Celtic 9-0 shows you. It shows you that people are waking up to this and that it's all coded. Henderson born 10,544 days after Mr. 44 Obama. Wow, that Henderson, the numbers he has with the number 8, obviously his jersey number. I'll have to do a video on Jordan Henderson. All right, because his numbers are off the charts. That's why he is Liverpool's captain. All right, that's why he's captained this country. Wait until you see the codes. It's one of the reasons why I had Liverpool to win the 8th FA Cup, keeping Chelsea on 8. And then he took over Gerrard, who was number 8. Jordan Henderson is all about the number 8, which is the endless loop. All right? He's a mediocre footballer who Liverpool fans think is sensational. He's just a working class man from Sunderland. All these players are all working class, aren't they? It's what they used to say about the Freemasons. It's a joke. Gary Gillespie was transferred from Celtic to Liverpool for 900,000 in 1991. That's amazing. What about when Liverpool put 9 past, where is it? Where was the game? Oh, come on. Oh, I can't find it. I've got it. Okay, yeah. Liverpool put 9 past Palace 33 years ago. They beat them 9-0. All right. How are these teams getting beat 9-0 in the top flight? And then I'm telling you that they'll get spanked 9-0 and then win the following week. Like, it'd be a bit more acceptable if there was just a shite team and every week they were getting beat by 6 or 7, just every week, because they're just not very good. All right. That's why when you have like lower level or youth teams, if the team's shit, pretty much every week they get spanked. I've coached, haven't I, in England, US, Mexico. When I've been in leagues, if there's a shit team, every week they get spanked. But in these top leagues, you can get Dundee, you could literally get beat 9-0 and next week beat the team that's third in the league 1-0. And nobody would even question anything. So this 9-0, Nicholl scored 2, McMahon, Rush, Gillespie, Beardsley, Aldridge, Barnes, and Hyson. All right, finished 9-0 against Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace, all their rituals are connected to the Queen. I've told you this with Buckingham Palace. That's why yesterday against Man City, they scored after 4 minutes and 21, which is Queen Elizabeth's birthday, April the 21st. And then boom, they can't score another goal and they get spanked 4-2. Henderson sacrificed his father, would not be shocked. You watch the interviews now, how they always talk about sacrifice, or the magazines. The sacrifice to make it to the top. It's what Satan wants. He wants you to sacrifice your family. All right, your loved ones, your soul. He wants that. And he'll give you whatever you want. He'll let you play in front of thousands of fans and let you win trophies and give you a big house. But deep down, I think these top stars are empty inside. They're empty. They're soulless. Number 8, Gundogan scored late winner to win the league 10 years after Aguero did the same thing. Another loop there. Brilliant. I've covered that so many times with the Man City winning the league 10 years after they won it. And it finished 3-2, just like with the Aguero goal. I've covered all of that in detail. Somebody actually took my Aguero code and put it in their book. They wrote a book and they said, "Can I have your Aguero code?" I said, "Yeah." They put it in it because it's so goddamn good. Hendo had 2 good years out of 10. Other crap player, yeah. Well, he comes on in the middle of the park and he runs. He's got an engine. Like, I can run all day. Like, a lot of my friends can just run. And he plays some basic passes and he occasionally can play a couple of diags. Where somehow the fullbacks of Liverpool, Trent and Robertson, are always free. Again, I know the game inside out. Trent and Robertson, they're always in space, aren't they, to receive the ball, even high up the field. Can people not defend? Can they not defend? You know Robertson and Trent are attacking wing-backs. All right? So focus on them. Don't leave them open, especially when Trent's got one of the best deliveries in the league. And I say this like not as a football fan, but he has. Just leave them open constantly. Robertson's nothing but Scottish Rite, Freemason, who got rejected by Celtic, Robertson. He got rejected by Celtic. He goes to Hull City, the Tigers. And then he becomes arguably, you could say arguably over the last 3 or 4 years, the best left back in the world, yet he couldn't even get a contract at Celtic. These players that go to Hull, Harry Maguire, then goes eventually to sign on for Man United for 80 million. So there's obviously some connection with Hull. I know Steve Bruce, who's a master mason, coached for Hull. All right? And he captained Man United. Did you not see Steve Bruce, the fat little fat-headed freak, captaining them? He was basically like Maguire before Maguire. He could barely run, and they had big, lanky Freemason Pallister. It don't matter about the ability of these players. There's some sort of magic where they could literally put your grandma on the left wing, and if she had the numbers and the code and the magic spell behind her, she could bang a hat-trick. I'm telling you. And I get, when I lean magic, it's like I believe the more rituals they do, the more they're rewarded. And I think the players who, like Uravel Morrison's, we were told he was the best footballer to ever come through the youth academy at Man United, then he has a nothing career. Or that Freddie Makeda, players like that come through and they look like they're going to take over and they're going to be incredible, and then they just disappear. They're gone. They have one amazing season, then they're gone. It happens so often. And then you get these mediocre players having 15, 20-year careers, winning all these trophies. And then people say they're great, like the Neville brothers, they're great. See how many trophies Wes Brown's got and John O'Shea. These mediocre footballers. I knew when I was younger, I want to play against them. I want to go up when I was like really, really high level. I want to play against Gary Neville. I want to see if he can defend me. Of course he can. He's Premier League, Adam. He's defending Messi and that. Shut up. I want to see, can he defend me? I want to see it. Because when I've seen people like Gary Neville live, they're shit. They're slow. They can't turn. They play basic passes. That's it. Mediocre, average footballers, so many of them. And I say that because I'm so phenomenal at football. I still am. And I know that these players are not as good as most people think. And then you just use the bullshit of, oh, they're pro. They make 60 grand a week, Adam. You can't say shit like that about them. I bet there's so many semi-pro footballers that could play in the Premier League. Why do you think Vardy went from the 9th tier to becoming the top goal scorer in the Premier League, to playing for his country? He was in the 9th tier. There's not much difference between these players, I'm telling you. And they train every single day. And still so many of them are shit. Start watching the game properly. They are not what you think they are. You've been deceived by their bodies because they all look good, and you've been deceived by the commentators, and you've been deceived by the money that they supposedly get, which they don't get. Most of these footballers are bang average. If anyone can play football at a decent level and you start watching these games, they're bang average, all right? No, it's so the vision. Oh, they're so good. Bullshit. They're not. They're not. And that's not me being bitter, or maybe it is me being a bit bitter with it. But I always said, like, when I was younger, I want to play against these players. When I was at Bradford City, I killed it. All right? Playing against these top teams. But yeah. Where did I go? I didn't get a contract, did I, when it really mattered? Now, check this out. Harry Kane, who I've told you, in my opinion, is one of the most overrated footballers in the world. But you're going to look at his goal-scoring record and say, you can't say that. Harry Kane's job's to score goals. Well, again, it's magic. If you actually watch his all-round ability, I don't think he's phenomenal and one of the best strikers in the world. Same with Lukaku and players like that. Rashford. People tell me they're all amazing footballers. They're not, in my opinion. So Harry Kane just got his 201st goal 111 days before Pope Francis's birthday. Harry Kane is massively synced with Pope Francis, like all the top stars are. Harry Kane married his sister. Harry Kane, I'll say it 3 times. Harry Kane married his sister. Harry Kane married his sister. All right? Google it and try and deny it. Google it and try and deny it. This girl who he married, he was playing on the same football team as her when they were younger. And they met David Beckham, who was the England captain, and got a photograph. And they look identical, and they look identical now. And obviously, Harry Kane's now the captain. 111 days, guys, before Pope Francis's birthday. He gets his 201st goal. Jorge Mario Bergoglio, the name of the Pope, is 201 and 111. And if people want to know why he resided in Suite 201 in the Vatican when he became the Pope, it's because of the code. If you want to know why Event 201 foreshadowed a pandemic on October the 18th, 2018, it's because of a code. Do you want to know why Tom Brady threw for 201 yards in Super Bowl 55? Because of a code. Do you want to know why the Milwaukee Bucks won the NBA on the 201st day of the year? Because of a code. Do you want to know why man supposedly went to the moon in 1969? Because of a freaking code. And I don't know who's behind the code, but this realm is coded. It's coded. 111 days is 15 weeks and 6 days because it all syncs up. And 9/11 is 156 prime, and 9/11 occurred on a day leaving 111 days left in the year. I think that's all by accident. That 9/11 occurred, guys, which is the emergency dialing code of the US. The major terrorist attack occurs on 9/11. 33 years after 9/11 became the emergency dialing code for the US. 33 years after the construction for the World Trade Center began. 33 years before the term coronavirus was coined. 33 years after MLK was shot, supposedly, which was bullshit. Kane's second goal came after, guess what time? You guessed it, 81 minutes. Like the Dodgers just won 8-1. Like Celtic's last goal came after 81 minutes. Like Kobe's highest scoring games, 81 points. 81, the square root is 9. All right? He scored after 5 and 81 minutes. Francis turns 86 the day before the 2022 World Cup final. 5 plus 81 is 86. Argentina won the World Cup in 86. Pope Francis is from Argentina. Argentina won the World Cup with Maradona, who did the hand of God against England in 86, which is the year I was born. And I've told you 86 is connected to death because a coffin is 8 foot and it goes 6 foot under. All right? 86 is connected to death. Unfortunately. That's why they said, did he get 86th? And then check this out. This game today was at 4:30. It involved Nottingham Forest, obviously the home of, what's his name? Robin Hood. And this game was at 4:30. Not 4 o'clock, 4:30, not 5, 4:30, because the Church of Satan was founded April the 30th, 4:30. This is what they do. Mocking Jesus. Jesus died April the 3rd, 4:3. 4:30 is like 43. That's why Gabriel Jesus was born on 4:3, on Jesus' death date. Sickening. Gabriel Jesus, who got coronavirus on Christmas Day. Supposedly Jesus' birthday, when, from what I've read, he was actually born on 9/11, Jesus. Not Christmas Day. Pagan celebration, which none of you should celebrate if you actually know what it actually represents. Same with Easter, same with Valentine's Day. If you do your research, you will not celebrate those holidays, but you'll keep doing it, won't you? Because you get your little presents and watch your shitty movies and eat your shitty food and keep playing along with their bullshit calendar, which is completely wrong because it should be 13 months. Because 52 divided by 4 is 13, not 12. All right, basic math. When I tell people that, that's the one that goes, shit, yeah, 52. All right, let me check on my, yeah, whoa, it is, yeah. Why do they do 12? Because you're being lied to since birth. All right? Church of Satan was founded in 66. England won the World Cup in 66. All right, 4-2. The beast reigns for 42 months. That was 56 years ago. That's why England's women national team just won the Euros. First major trophy since England won the World Cup in 66. 56 years after. Church of Satan's 56. Pope is 56. Society of Jesus is 56. If you want to talk about coronavirus is 56 in Gematria. COVID vaccines, 56. Boris Johnson put England in a lockdown with 56 days left in the year. He had a 56-page document. Gavin Newsom said 56% of Californians would get coronavirus in 8 weeks, which is 56 days. Because 8 times 7 is 56. And 87 is number of the beast in Gematria. So now you have Spurs on 10 points, the number I always refer to. Satan equals 10. Who got them to 10 points? Number 10, Harry Kane. All right. Tottenham now have 9 goals. Okay, for another 9. And obviously they scored after 81 minutes, which is 9 times 9 to get their 9th goal in the league. They've conceded 3. The square root of 9 is 3 because 3 times 3 is 9. Then you have your 93, which is the year Harry Kane was born. And it's also the year that Bobby Moore died, who was the captain of England during the World Cup in 66. So put a small amount of money on England if you still want to bet. England, Argentina, Brazil. You put money on one of them, one of those nations wins it. I'll be gobsmacked if they don't. Gobsmacked. I'll take it on the chin if none of them win it. I'll be monumentally gobsmacked. The old serpent equals 201. They've had our reality wrapped up from day one. I agree. I believe almost like in this world now, I see it as this, that there's actually spirits living amongst us, and then there's God's children. Genuinely God's children. And then there's these Nephilim, fallen angels, spirits, demons that are living amongst us, that we perceive and believe to be human, like me, like you guys in this live, regular people. And we're up against these demons, these angels, these entities, and we can't compete with them. That's why they'll always be at the top of the pyramid within this satanic realm. But I do believe these entities, they desire and crave fame, fortune, recognition, attention, power. And I think us, the people, God's children, his greatest creation, can come together and beat them. Just like you see in all these movies. You think, how are those people going to take out these beasts in the movie? It don't make any sense. They always do. I see it as this. Woo! Sorry, neighbors. I see it as David and Goliath. We are David. I behave like David. I ain't scared of Goliaths. I ain't scared of big guys. I ain't fearful of anything. And if we could just step up and be David and take on this beast system, aka Goliath, then we would win. It's why every day I do these videos and lives, not just to show off, not just to get subs, not just to make money, it's to build up this society. Because knowledge is power, and that's the power we have. And when we acquire it, when the majority of us acquire it, these people at the top, I don't care what entities they are, they go down. They go back to the sewer. They will. They will. And whether if Harry Kane doesn't know what's going on and is being used, all right, what can I say? There's not much I can say. If Harry Kane's just being used and abused by a code, and he doesn't do satanic rituals, and he just thinks he's a normal guy who plays football. Do you believe that's the case? I don't. And I'm going to decode Harry Kane's career. I'm going to decode his whole career, to be honest with you. Because his numbers are just absolutely scandalous. He was born 28-7. 28 is a perfect number. It's the seventh triangular number. The 13-month calendar would have 13 months of 28 days, 7 days a week. This guy was born 28-7. He's got a really perfect birthday. And just know as well, for another 9, that Jurgen Klopp was... his birthday is 72 days before Celtic coach's birthday. 7 + 2 is 9. Pope Francis became the Pope on the 72nd day of 2013. All right. And the Celtic coach's birthday was actually yesterday, which is the 239th day of the year, and 23 is the ninth prime. A day leaving 126 days left in the year. The day Kobe died, 1 + 2 + 6 is 9. It's why they told you 9 people died in the helicopter crash. And again, that's completely up to you to decide now. Did it happen? Did it not? I can't prove it. I can't prove if these people die. I can't prove that they're doing satanic rituals. I can show you the codes. Day in, day out. I can show and reveal the codes. And I do it beforehand. Can I do it afterwards? Yes. Yeah. Can I do it even better afterwards? Of course. Of course. So what I'm getting at with Celtic, isn't their coach, he's Greek, isn't he? His nationality is Australian and Greek. This is how sick this reality is. His nationality is Australian and Greek. Who was the first celebrity to get coronavirus? Tom Hanks. Where was he? Australia. Where's he living now? Greece. Celtic's coach, his nationality is Greek and Australian. Angelos, like angel. All right? It all connects, guys. Tom Hanks, who had a Corona typewriter, just mocking you, or the world mocking us, or demons, or God, or whoever you want to say it is mocking us. He had a Corona typewriter on his Instagram post right before he came out with coronavirus. And it's just a funny coincidence, isn't it? Who anyway has a typewriter? All right? Who's using typewriters now when we have Macs? Yeah, bro, classical Gashins, you need to go back to the beginning of this live, because this is what I've shown in this live once again. It is off the charts. Yeah, buddy, 2-0 Spurs on 240. The 20 is big with the 2-0. With the Kobe stuff. Told you his high scoring game, 81 points. His full name's 81. Kane scored the second goal after 81 minutes. Finishes 2-0. Kobe died in 2020. He played 20 seasons in the NBA. 20,000 people attended his memorial. But just what a joke that the 81st minute goal is their 9th of the season. And 81 square root is 9. So should I start doing more codes on goal scorers? Probably. They won't always hit. All right. But I'll give you this tip now. I'll give you this tip. When you want to do goal scorers, you do from their birthday, their recent birthday to the game. And then you also do from the game to the upcoming birthday. And you also do their birthday to the Pope's birthday and the game date to the Pope's birthday. That's where you can call these goal scorers. That's why and I don't know why I stopped doing it, I was calling player props every single day. And people who supported me for 2 years know this. Every single day, calling player props and which player would have the great game. And it wasn't always the star that I picked. All right? It wasn't always the star. I would see the numbers. I go, all right, this guy's having a big game today. The question is, again, do they know? Do they wake up in the morning and go, geez, my duration from here to here, wow, I'm having a big game today, aren't I? Do you think they know? Do you think they're oblivious to it? Do you think they have no idea about the code? Yet a regular lad from Yorkshire has figured it out. And I ain't saying I've completely figured it out, but my hit rate and what I've done over 2 years is off the charts. How can I do this and they have no knowledge? There's not one person or two people in these leagues that sit down with each other and go, are our lives coded? Are they scripted? Do you think none of them are aware of it? Yeah, I am and you are. I'm not having that for a second. The sports fans can't handle the truth. The celebrity worshippers can't handle the truth. When I tell them Harry Styles is a female and he's pushing the transgender agenda and the LGBTQ community. No, he's not. He's just being himself. He's just an extrovert. No, he would never used to be like that. But it breaks their heart. And then where have I lost a lot of friends, which I really don't give a shit about at this point? Why have I lost a lot of friends? Because I call out pro sports, because I call out celebrity culture, because I call out politics, because I call out major events. When I did the video about the 9-year-old who didn't get shot, people loved it. People said, you sicko. Hey, you think I'm going to stop? Because the people calling me a sicko are the sick people. Sounds silly, doesn't it? But those sickos who are calling me a sicko for calling out blatant satanic bullshit are the people calling me sick when they're the ones sick in the head and soulless. Did Gabriel's sacrifice his hairline? Maybe. You know, have you seen how many pros have had a hair transplant? The most blatant one is probably Conte. Slowly followed by Wayne Rooney. The hair's faker than the personalities. Frank Lampard. Beckham had a hair transplant. Fabregas went from having no hair to that perfect hair. These people are fake. All right? What about Andros Townsend, who literally had barely any hair? That was a good photo of him. And then boom, he's got an afro. Okay, the hairs, look at Rooney here. Looking like Shrek. Looking like my mate called Pinder. These people, all right? They have these hairs. David Silva lost all his hair, then it suddenly came back. They're fake. Like Mag says, fake on, bam. He knows it. He knows the reality that people are so afraid to accept the truth or reality of the situation. And he's like me. He can be really funny, he can be really calm, and then he can snap. And that's what people like about me and Mag, I think. Because we're real. There's real passion. He doesn't show his face, I do. It's not a competition, but I would love to see his facial expressions when he gets animated, when he calls it out for what it is. I'd love to see his facial expressions. It's just a shame he doesn't show his face. But that's his choice. I've decoded Mason Greenwood. I've done a video about Mason Greenwood. You'll have to watch it. Do you want me to find it for you to be a good person? I'll find it. Do you want me to find my Mason Greenwood decode where he got accused of rape and he's still going to be going to the World Cup, in my opinion? He'll end up there. He'll probably come through halfway through the season, banging a shitload of goals, and he'll end up on the plane to Qatar. I'll find my Mason Greenwood video for you. Let's see how many people are following me right now. 5,557. It's not enough. Again, not for my ego. I don't even tell people about my YouTube channel. I don't even tell them about it. Unless they ask me, so what do you do for a living? Oh, I coach. Oh, nice. Yeah, I've also got a website. Oh, doing what? La-di-da-di-da. That's how it gets to my YouTube channel. But let me find the Mason Greenwood video for you. Somebody asked me to decode him. I've done it. I've done it twice. I've done 2 videos on him. All right. His humiliation ritual was no different to Chris Brown assaulting Rihanna, which never happened, and they're inverted. Rihanna's a man, Chris Brown's a woman. I've studied the anatomy of both of them. All right? This was just a ritual like Rooney having sex with his granny, Giggs having sex with his brother's wife. There was another ritual recently with Giggs where he wrote like a love letter to his wife who wants to leave him. Like, why is that coming out in the news? Because it was a Masonic ritual. All right, Giggs, for whatever reason, his whole career, he didn't really go through any. When he retired, he's having sex with his brother's wife and he's writing soppy love letters. Because maybe he didn't want to play along anymore. Maybe he enjoyed the fame and the fortune, all that when he had it, and now he's not a player. Is that I don't want to do this anymore? Right, well, we're going to absolutely hammer you. PSG and Monaco won all. Neymar scored in the 70th minute and Volland scored in the 20th. 70 plus 20 equals 90, like 9. I love that. I love when people do these connections. You know what? Do you know why I love it? Because I'm a teacher at heart. And imagine having a school. I've said this. Could I do it? Probably not where I live. A gematria school, and you sit down and we decode the headlines and we decode sports games because more and more people. God bless. I love this. Adam, I just decode sports now because it brings me joy and interest. I don't even bet. That says a lot that you respect and love the knowledge. And the ones are like, hey, I throw £3 on it. Thomas Lockwood, I throw £3 on this and £5 here and there. This is what I want. That if you on my community, that's what I like. I know there's a couple of people on my community still betting thousands. They tell me that's their choice. It doesn't sit right with me anymore. But to have like what he's just done there, like, all right, guys, let's decode the after the post-match of the PSG Monaco game. All right, it was 1-0. Okay, there's you 11. Pope gets you 11. All right, we know how much Paris Saint-Germain's connected to the Jesuits. We know the Society of Jesus were founded in Paris, France, don't we? Okay, excellent. All right, and then what? Let's check out the goals. 70-20, yeah, 70 plus 20. Okay, yeah, that gets you 90, which can be reduced to 9. All right, good. 70 and 20, like 72, like this 72 demons, and Pope Francis became the Pope on the 72nd day of 2013. Jesuit orders 72, and 7 plus 2 is 9. Ah, yeah. Yeah. Just bounce off each other. That's why I'm going to set up these calls once a week. I keep saying it, but I'm going to promote it this week, and people are going to be in the call with me. Not on a live stream, not on YouTube, on Zoom or Google Meet, and we're going to talk about whatever. I'll come up with some themes, and I'm going to start doing it because I know people want it, and there's a demand for it, so I'm going to do it. Pogba's brother came out and said that Paul uses witchcraft on opposing players. I know, I saw that. There's a reason why Paul Pogba scored in the 59th minute in the World Cup final, and 59 is the 17th prime, and Freemasonry was founded in 1717. Pogba scored in that World Cup final, which, by the way, was on 15-7. which is massively connected to Kobe Bryant, who died a span of 157 days after his birthday, and his name's 157. 157 is the 37th prime. Isn't it funny how the Lakers won the NBA exactly 37 weeks after Kobe died? And they did it on National Father-Daughter Day. Isn't that incredible? Exactly 24 years after the first Kobe chance. October the 11th. Exactly 24 years his jersey number. 2 times 4 is 8, his original number, the loop. I can just reel this off. By the way, also, if, and it's completely up to you what you want to do here. You have a choice. Do whatever you want. Yesterday, the day before, and weeks prior, I have wrote a book or a mini book or a booklet on the life of Kobe Bryant. If you want it, email me. I will send you a PDF. If you want to support it and you love it, you can PayPal me anything, $1, $5. If you don't want it, you don't have to. I won't judge you. But I've spent a long time. It's honestly 2 years of coding to put all of this work into like a 10, 11-page document. If you want that, I'm going to basically make it a PDF today. Email me. Hey, Adam, it's going to be aedas11@gmail. Say, hey, Adam, hey, Illusion. I'm really intrigued to see your Kobe Bryant booklet. Can you please send me it? And I'll figure out sending you it today. Because that booklet, if anything, when people talk about the illusion or when the illusion goes, and you can say, well, he wrote this, he made those connections. All right, I'll be proud. That's how good the book is. So if you want it, no, it's not 126 slides. If you want it, email me. And is it annoying getting bombarded with emails now every day? Yes, for sure. And I know when you send an email to me, you probably think you're the only one in the world emailing me, but you're not. But when it comes to this, I'll focus on it today and I'll send you it. If you want to support me, you can. If you don't want to, that's fine. You're supporting me by reading it. That's how I'm going to say it. I'm not going to put a price on it. All right? I ain't going to do that. Simon said, how you doing, mate? Gabriel, how you doing, bro? Guys, if you respect what I do, you better give that guy much love for doing my website. Would I still be doing these live streams? Yeah, I probably would. Would I have as much passion and desire if I didn't have a website? No. He allowed me to build my family back, even though it's not where I want it to be numbers-wise. He was the one who stepped in. Gabriel, like I was telling you yesterday with Arsenal, why do they have Gabriel Jesus, Gabriel Martinelli, Gabriel the centre-half, and there's no other Gabriels in the Premier League, but 3 of them at Arsenal? And then he scored. Go back and watch my live stream yesterday, how I kept telling you, Arsenal are going to score with like less than 10 minutes. Like they're going to score. I can feel it. The odds suggest they're going to score. And they scored. And it was Gabriel who we were talking about. Number 6, after he was at fault for the error from number 9, Mitrovic, who I said in the live would probably score. And then he scores shortly afterwards. So again, Decoding the Matrix said this to me. He said, I only knew it would come off down to the money I stuck on. Stayed pretty even from once West Ham scored to Newcastle. Normally it's at pennies like you spoke about in the live. So he had, I told you, West Ham to win and Newcastle double chance. And he was checking his cash out. Cash out can often tell you if you're going to win or not. Like if everything's winning and it's offering you like a quid, you're not winning. If they're offering you a decent cash out to tempt you, no different to like games like Deal or No Deal. All right, they're offering you that's a decent cash out. You should probably think about taking it. Or there's a good chance that you're going to win. When they offer you pennies, everything's hitting, everything's looking good. It's like, wow. And they're offering you like 50p cash out. You're not winning. You may as well just be like, oh, shit. I may as well take my money. You ain't winning when they do that. And I'm going back, like looking back, seems to be the case. I've noticed this as well, which is a huge indicator with baseball. I know a lot of you, if you're from England, you don't give a shit. Hey, Sparky Lee, much love to your work. I know most people don't like baseball. I'm really good at coding it. I don't like the sport, but I know it's so Masonic and I know all the Masonic numbers inside out. And sometimes, like I'll never forget this Yankees game. The Yankees are the most successful franchise in baseball history, 27 World Series wins. So they're going to stay on that. They ain't coming off that because that's 9 plus 9 plus 9. They ain't coming off 27. To all you people telling me Yankees are winning it, they ain't winning it, in my opinion. All right? And it was the first inning. They were down 1-0 after the first inning. 8 left. And they were down to a very average team. And the Yankees became plus 300 after the first inning. They were down 1-0. I was like, Yankees, they 99.9% lost the game. They are not going to let people, well, naive people would have done it. They're not going to let the Yankees become plus 300 after one inning and they're down by 1 run. So it's like they've lost. They've lost the game. And they did. They got beat by about 6. And they were the favorite, I think. Or they were just slightly dogs. As they tell you, they give it away. Like the Liverpool Bournemouth odds. Some days you'll have Liverpool be at home against Bournemouth and they're like minus 450. All right? They're like, okay, are you going to win any money off that? No, not unless you win stake thousands. It's not worth it. And even then, it's not worth it. However, when they played Bournemouth Saturday, which they won 9-0 because the algorithm knows who's going to win, they were minus 1,200 to win. All right? Minus 1,200. So they've already told you there, Liverpool have won the game. It's just a case of how many. And usually when they are those stupid odds, they batter the team. They batter them. And why do people still to this day believe that, honestly, the fans and the stadium have anything to do with it? If Liverpool go to Bournemouth and they play, what is it, the Vitality, whatever the stadium is, you might get them at like minus 154. Just because they're on a different pitch. Again, when it comes to the non-league or youth football or whatever, I coached and played and dominated leagues as a coach and a player. It didn't matter what the pitch was. Didn't matter who were watching. The better team won every time, pretty much. Pretty much. It didn't matter what the field was. I could play on any field in the world against players who are better than me. They probably beat me on it. Against people who are worse than me, I beat them. So all these odds, like, because they're at Anfield, they've got the crowd behind them. They know the dimensions of the stadium. They're minus 1,200. They play away, and you might even get them even money. It don't make any sense. They're playing against the same freaking players. The only way you can change those odds dramatically is if the superstars are out and they're injured. Like, if you're thinking logically, even though I don't even think it matters because it's all about the code. So I'm sick of all that bullshit. Yeah, but they're away from home. And they don't have the fans behind them. It's absolute bullshit, all of that crap. It's the code. It's why in baseball the Yankees can lose to, I don't know, the Rockies or something. Like, the Rockies just beat the Mets. I've been nailing Mets codes, Mets. I left that game today because I saw stuff for the Rockies. The Rockies won. The Rockies are the bottom of their division. The Mets are at the top of theirs. They get beat 1-0. 1 run. The best baseball players in the world can get 1 run between them in 9 innings. How many bats is that? 27 or more? It could be more, couldn't it? It's not like you only get 3 chances. You might have 7 batters in 1 inning. And then it's laughable, isn't it, guys? Who's going to win the Royal Rumble? I've decoded previous winners. I remember when I decoded Drew McIntyre before it happened. Got it bang on the money. When is it? I bet I can do it. I bet I can figure it out. I'll have to... When it comes to decoding the Royal Rumble... the Royal Rumble is ages away. But isn't the Royal Rumble in January, right before WrestleMania? I've decoded Royal Rumble winners by a code. What they do, you have to read it. You have to read what they're saying and who they're building up. And then the ones they keep talking about I just code them. I code them. That's why I had Drew McIntyre. I think he was 20-1 when I had him. I used to bet on everything. I had a problem. It's the only time in my life where I think I had a problem. I bet on who would win the Royal Rumble. Sports entertainment. It's pretty. Cody Rhodes is probably the favorite. The American Nightmare, and his dad was called the American Dream. It says it all. A priest founded Celtic, 1888. Thank you. I knew they had the religious connections. I've told you John Holding founded Liverpool, who was an openly 33-degree Freemason. He was born 1833. Liverpool, Anfield Lodge. Anfield located, the 33rd parallel. Anfield in Gematria 33. 33 likes right now that I have. Liverpool win the FA Cup 33 years after the Hillsborough disaster. It's just all there. It's all there. Guys, if you're new to my channel, just go back and watch some of my videos over the last 3 or 4 months. Just watch them and see how it all connects. Just watch them. And you'll have your mind blown. I see 20-1 and 4-1 outrights, for example. Yeah. Even with the odds, they throw Jesuit numbers. 20-1 is 201. 41 is 41. All right. The numbers that they throw out with that as well. 2-1 is your 21. It's a joke. 7-2 is your 72 for when Francis became the Pope, 72nd day of the year. All right, 5-1. That's when the Illuminati were founded. 5-1. It's sickening what they do. All right, they control whoever these entities are. They control everything within the entertainment industry, every single thing. And regular people like me, think about this. How many people have said, Illusion, you're hilarious, you're funny, you're so intelligent, you got charisma, you could have your own TV show. Am I ever going to have one? Would I ever be given the chance? Could I go there and say, hey, I'm the Illusion, I can talk about this, I can talk about that, I can do impressions, I can sing, I can play sports and do whatever, I can interview people. Go on, give me a show. There's not a chance that they would give somebody like me a show. That's the harsh reality, and that's what I've come to terms with, that people think if you've made it to the top that you're incredibly talented, and it's not the case. That's what people need to get out of their heads. It's like saying these politicians have made it to the top of politics because they're so gifted within politics. They got so much savvy when they don't know shit. How did Donald Trump become a president? Never studied politics or anything. It's people going to university and studying politics from top to bottom. It don't matter. It's the same with sports. It don't matter. It's really, at this point, not about your level. And I think there's some magic spell where if the media can push certain players to be incredibly gifted, they become incredibly gifted in your head. Kante. I've told you, Kante, they've made out to be one of the greatest footballers of our generation. They've done that. Kane, Jordan Henderson, they've told you, they've convinced you, they've programmed you that these players are game changers, that they're incredible, that they're inspirational. They've done it when in reality they're not. They're not. And let's go back to the Premier League. Like, you might say, okay, Man City, they're phenomenal. Look at the way they play the ball, like la-di-da-di-da-di-da. If these are the best footballers in the world in that league, I really do believe that these games should be way more competitive. You just see Man City and they got the ball and they're just taking the piss out of professional footballers who can't get near them. It's like, is that because they're being told they can't? Is it because of the magic that's involved? Or are these players really just that much better? I don't know, because I watch teams like Man City and I just go, they have so much time and space on the ball. It's like, it's almost always, these Premier League games, when I used to watch them towards the end when I had my awakening, I felt like it looked like friendly games. Touch it and just pinging it, like testimonial games. It wasn't as high-paced. Why have you all got in your head that it's all high-paced and they're constantly like that? They're not. Watch the games. They're not. They're not fast-paced or high-paced. They're not. They're slow. And then a couple of players like your Zaha gets on the ball, or your Salah, whoever, who can increase the intensity of it. But in general, it's freaking slow and boring watching professional football. I don't know how I was so obsessed with it. and getting up at 4 a.m. I guess the gambling, the FPL, the ego with being a Man United fan, that's probably why. But I'm telling you guys, the Premier League ain't, it's not even 10% as good as you think it is. Yeah, maybe I need a sex change. That's true as well. I can't wait till it eventually comes out that somebody like Jack Grealish comes out and says, hey, yeah, I was born a female, but it shouldn't matter. It shouldn't matter. One of them will come out soon. And I'm hoping it's like a famous player, not one that's just going to come out at 17-year-old trans signs first contract with Chelsea. That's definitely happening. But I want an actual player now who we can say, right, you got deceived for 10 years of this guy's career, pretending he was a guy. And he's come out and said he's a woman. Now what? Are you still going to deny it? One second. Why are so many females coming out as trans, non-binary? You should see the graph here. It's absolute insanity. While the explosion in referrals of children to gender identity clinics could be explained by greater societal and parental awareness and children feeling more comfortable in coming out, what is more difficult to explain is the drastic sex ratio reversal of females presenting with gender dysphoria. Not all of them will necessarily medically transition, but more and more females are distressed enough about their gender to seek mental health and medical advice. It's important to understand what is driving this trend. It's pretty obvious what is driving the trend. The mainstream media. And this is what we have to come to terms with. These top celebrities. I was out last night, had a really good night. And Gwen Stefani came on, man. Pink came on, man. Beyonce came on, man. Miley Cyrus came on, man. And then there's all the girls doing the dances of them when it's men that they're impersonating. That's why people are so confused now. And what they're doing is now, people are just more comfortable now coming out. That's what they've done. They're all so proud now and confident because Caitlyn Jenner was brave enough to do it, because Ellen Page was, whatever her name is, was brave enough to do it. But yeah, they're all doing it at the same time now. I've done my recent video about that footballer who's a blatant bloke pretending to be a woman. Enough's enough. Okay? Hormone mimicking chemicals in the environment seem like an unlikely explanation. I'm sure there is something to do with chemicals that's affecting people's hormones. I really do. Maybe when kids are getting born now, they're getting pumped with something. To be honest with you. Maybe when you're going on a plane, they're pumping shit in you. Maybe it's your food. Again, like, I don't know what it is with me. Every time I go out, I always have gay guys coming up to me. Oh, will you dance with me? No, I'm okay, mate. Oh my God, you're excellent. Oh my God. It's like, where are you coming from? Like, back in the day when I used to go out, I never had any gay guys approach me. And now they're everywhere. I have no problem with them. I can have a good laugh with them. Have a bit of banter with them. But they're everywhere, man. Every time I go out, I get approached. It's not like I don't look it. I don't look gay, do I? Well, again, define what that is. Who's that? And have you seen the recent article where an expert has come out and said that it's actually beneficial to girls to be competing against transgenders because it teaches them how to lose, that they're not always going to get what they want in life. Look at this. Lawmakers in 33 states have introduced legislation to curb the rights of transgender people nationwide. Rebecca is a 14-year-old girl who loves school reading, hanging out with her friends, and playing field hockey. She describes herself as a big nerd. Rebecca is a transgender girl, so it's a bloke then. And some lawmakers in states across the country are attempting to pass legislation that would stop her from playing sports with her friends. Look, stopping her from playing sports with her friends. If you are Like, if I was born a female and then, no, if I was born a man, which I was, and then I became a female and then I was competing, like in women's football, I'd be the best player in the world. I'd be the best player in the world. How is that fair on the girls? So how is that fair on the girls if they do that? I should be playing. I don't care. Like, listen, if I'm a guy and I want to dress up as a girl and mess around with all that bullshit, I would still play football against the guys. No different to when somebody's gay. If they're gay, they can still play football against guys. It don't matter. No, that they're trying to create a gay league now, where only if you're gay you're allowed to play in it. What is this? Sports is something that I really like doing, she says in a video produced by Human Rights Campaign. There's a 3-worded abbreviation, you HRC. I'm so much more than trans. Well, stop focusing on that. You are then. If you're so much more, why do you have to emphasize so often that you are? If you're so much more than that. I'm so much more than trans, and that doesn't make me less of a girl. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. You're a man. It doesn't make me less of a human either. I'm just me. All right, whatever with the human part. I'm not going to get into the whole bullshit about human and la-di-da-di-da. But no, you're a man, Rebecca. You're a man. Don't care. You're not why are you saying that you're a 14-year-old girl when you're not? You're a 14-year-old boy pretending to be a girl. All right, and then they're telling you 33 states have introduced more than 100 bills that aim to curb the rights of transgender people. 33. Pretty much all the people you're watching in professional sports, the women's level, are men. All right, that were born men. And then they're going to have certain states banning transgender athletes, like Florida did. All right, and then everyone's going to say, "Oh, this is disgusting," but then they'll have many other states that will allow them to play. Again, it's bullshit. It's no different to the old nonsense with states banning marijuana and then other states not. Why is it not universal? All right, when we had the global pandemic, they had different rules. Why, if it's a global pandemic? Why? Why is there different rules? This is the shit people need to be asking themselves. This Rebecca is a guy. It's not a little girl, a little 14-year-old cute girl who just wants to play sports with her girlfriends. It's a bloke. All right, who's getting pumped, who has all this testosterone in them, a huge advantage. Just like that male swimmer who broke every single record when he became a woman, broke every record, and people were promoting it. It's disgraceful. All right. Diet, popular ideologies, global mental illness. Yeah, I agree with those three. Whatever the mainstream push dictates where society is. Whether it's fashion, whether it's our views on certain things, whether it's our diet. Back in the day, eat your protein. Eat your protein. Okay, you need to eat your protein to be big and strong. Arnie. And now he's a vegan. He said, don't eat meat. So people don't eat meat. So people want to be vegans. And then if all the celebrities flip it and say, we should all just eat fish. If we all just eat fish, la-di-da-di-da-di, bullshit, bullshit, bullshit. Most people would go along with that diet. Fashion, diet, whatever it is, transgender agenda, LGBTQ that gets pushed, whatever it is, the majority will go with it because they're in a trance. They're in a trance. And people like me who have their own way of looking at life without being brainwashed because I don't watch TV or any of that bullshit, can come out with this and speak logically, not emotionally, although I am speaking with emotion because it's bullshit. It's bullshit. Everything I'm saying now is going to come out because it always does with what I say over the last 2 years. I get mocked and mocked and mocked, and then it all comes out, and then they all admit it. Oh, and then they tell me it was inevitable when they said it would never happen. Happens all the time, and it still happens to this day. 33 states. Again, why? To create divide. All right? To create divide. The word gay, by the way, gets you 33. So does AIDS. They made up. Remember the show Trans World Sport? Yeah, I've covered it, bro. The Williams brothers were on Trans World Sports. Roger Federer was on Trans World Sports. Shane Warne, who the older he looked, the more he looked like a female, like a drag queen. Yeah, Trans World Sports, in your face. Tiger Woods was on that show. It's another female Tiger Woods. You won't have it though, will you? I guess I'll have to do my Hugh Jackman video today. I ain't got much going on today. I had a great night last night. I think I'm going to be absolutely exhausted after this, to be honest with you. If people are getting offended by what I'm saying, then you got to ask yourself why. If anyone in this live right now is getting offended by what I'm saying, ask yourself why. I work in a male-dominated profession. I'm one of the best. I bet Lady Hawk. That's what it should come down to, talent. It should come down to talent. Talent, ability, work rate, all of that, which they try and tell you. You get brought up, if you work hard and you're good enough, you can make it. It's absolute bullshit. It's who you know, it's the contacts and the rituals you want to do to get to the top. Michael Phelps in a bikini. Yeah, let's have Phelps compete with the women as well. Does Phelps just throw on a wig and say, I'm a woman now, and win some more Olympic gold medals? Could he do that? He probably did let him, and most people would support it. I'm not a parent, but my God, I'm amazing with kids. If I found out my little daughter was competing against a bloke and my daughter was incredible and she kept coming second, and then they told me, well, it's good for her. She needs to learn how to lose. She needs to learn how to lose. I would be raging. I'd be saying, that's a bloke. Get that guy playing with the guys. However, if there's a girl who's phenomenal talent, I think she could play with the boys. This is where it differs. Hear me out on this. Hear me out on this. You can disagree or whatever, but hear me out on this. If there's a guy who's pretending to be a woman and then he's playing against women and killing them, because it's a genetic male, and whatever people want to say, in general, men are stronger and better at sports. If anyone denies that as well, then there's something wrong with you. That's the reality. We're stronger. Women are probably have more pain resistance, and maybe they're more loving and considerate, and the intelligence it don't matter about that with men and women for me. You get loads of intelligent women, loads of women who are not so smart, same with guys. But if you have a girl who is an exceptional talent and she's playing football or any sport and she's just a different level, and it's a genetic female, she's a different level to these girls, she's just killing it. And she says, hey, I want to train with the boys. And she's good enough. Let her train with the boys. If she's good enough, let her do it. And don't go easy on her. Play like she's one of the boys with that. I have no issues with that. But having these guys put on lipstick and a wig, get a pair of fake tits, and then just tell the world, hey, I'm a woman, and then dominate every activity that they're participating in. That's absolutely disgraceful for me. But whatever. People say whatever they want. In the beginning, I was kind of scared of watching your videos because truth was a bit overwhelming. But I thank you deeply for your work. Have a wonderful day, lad. Thank you, Hans. Hans Christian Andersen. That's a nice name. Hans makes me think of Hans Zimmer. I love his music. But yeah, it is a lot of people avoid my videos because it's going to hurt. What I talk about hurts at the beginning, and then you start to embrace and enjoy what I say. At the beginning, it's going to hurt. It's going to cut. It's going to be painful, and you're probably not going to like me. But I don't do this to be liked. It's nice when people do like and respect what I do, but I ain't doing this to be liked and loved, because I know most people don't like what I say because it hurts them. Could you transition and detransition to comparing both men and women's events at the same time? Maybe. Again, it depends on the government. We allow the government to dictate everything. If the government say you can do that, then you can do that. And they'll always say, this state says this, but that state, I've told you, that is order out of chaos. All right? And we all love an underdog story. So if they do all these soppy stories about like this Rebecca girl, who's actually a boy, saying all this soppy shit about how she wants to hang out with her friends and she's just a big nerd and she wants to play sports with her friends who are girls, even though she's not a girl. I'm not falling for that bullshit, but most people will. They don't understand the human rights campaign and who actually rolled it. It was the Masons. Human rights. We're not even humans. We're spirits. So, and then you go into the argument of inclusion and exclusion, don't you? These words that they've come up with. Statistics show that we need to do, as the adults in the room, is allow people the same opportunities and the same treatment as everyone else. And when we do that, everyone does better. Shut up! This equal opportunity is enough's enough. Should a guy who's murdered 17 people have the same chance as getting a job as a guy who's got a clean record? Should a guy who's gone to school and got 100 grand in debt and got a first have the same amount of chance as getting the job as somebody who never went to college and asked around at school? Should they have the same equal opportunities? I've been animated this weekend. They pick and choose when equal opportunities is right. They pick and choose it when it suits them. All right, when it suits them, they bring up equal opportunities and inclusion. The people doing this are transgender as well, saying this. This Bianchieri, whoever it is, will be a bloke pretending to be a woman. That's the thing. If they're so proud of themselves, why so many of them hide it when they're blatantly the opposite sex? If they're so proud and all this inclusion and they support the LGBTQ like your Lady Gagas and all of them, why don't they come out and say it? Hey, all right, I'm trans. And Lady Gaga is 100% trans. Just look at the body. Look at the body, the whole body. And then you'll start seeing the masculine energy from the face. But I'm sure you'll find her sexy when you're asleep. See her shake her ass, a bloke ass, all the makeup she wears, sticking her tongue out, doing all that like Miley Cyrus does. Do you think with Miley Cyrus, they just let Miley Cyrus come on the scene really young and put her in Disney and then just made her this like icon by just being a regular little girl who has talent from Texas, wherever she's from? Think they just chose her because of that? She was on TV last night. She had a song about In My J's, with my J's on, talking about Michael Jordan, and she was wearing a Michael Jordan Chicago Bulls jersey, who wore 23, which is 666. 2/3 is 66.6%. It's why Michael Jordan won 6 out of 6 NBA finals, and Chicago Bulls were founded in 66, and the NBA was founded June the 666. The Church of Satan was founded in 66. The Bulls connected to the Beast. It all syncs up. With my J's on, and she's got her short hair and just looking more and more masculine every day, and she's pansexual, and the whole media's saying how amazing it is because that's equal opportunity. She's showing that she loves everybody. She's not just judging them off for one thing or the other. She's giving everybody the opportunity to get with her because that's equal opportunity. No, it's a satanic agenda. Do as thou wilt, Aleister Crowley. That's what it is. Do whatever you want and get praised for it. Fear is a big seller, she says. And what is distributing is this myth that is prevalent that somehow a guy assigned male cisgender could pretend to be a female, walk to an Olympic playing field and clobber the women. That's not what happens given the policies that are in place. It pretty much is. It's not that they're going to clobber them, but they're going to destroy them. That's why pretty much every transgender athlete that's come out now competing against the women destroys it. All right, destroys it. Breaks every record. So don't give me that bullshit. And shows like Family Guy and South Park have prepared us for this. Before this was a whole big thing with the LGBTQ, whatever the community is called. They had a letter to it every single day. Shows like that were pushing it. It's like I used to think that's pretty funny, but what is it? This doesn't happen. And then boom, it's everywhere now. They get you prepared for it. Those shows, those animated shows, which are very funny, they get you prepared for it. When transgender students are in welcoming and accepting environments, negative outcomes can begin to reverse and change for the better. And when transgender students are openly allowed to participate in sports, they experience a greater feeling of school belonging and pro-school behaviors. According to who? All right? How do they come out with that statement? According to who? How do they know that's actually legit? They want everything. They want the cake and eat it, don't they? I want to have that, but I want to have that. Pick and choose when I want to be a woman, when I want to be a man. Pick and choose what suits them. Ignoring the biological elements of it. All right? Sports by definition are competitive pursuits. I'm so competitive. All right? I hate playing against people nowhere near my level. It's why I stopped playing football in Mexico, getting 9, 10, 11 goals every game. I didn't get anything from it. I missed. It's one of the reasons I wanted to go back to England and play football. And now I'm 36. It's not really worth it. But I'm so competitive, and sports by definition are competitive pursuits. And a trans girl who completes a transition after reaching puberty as a biological male, they're going to have larger bones. They're going to have more muscle mass. They're going to be quicker. All right. You never saw girls win the cross country with the guys when I was at school. I always won it. All right. Pretty much the top 30 were always men in the cross country. And again, women are amazing runners. My mum's a marathon runner. What I'm getting at is when you're in your teens or whatever, men are faster and stronger and better at sports. Think of your PE class. Think about PE. Can we just be honest with this phenomenal athletic women? But if we're going back to like your primary and your middle and your high school, men are more athletic and more dominant at sports. All right? How many girls were playing sports at recess? How many girls were playing sports at recess? But now you're probably saying, no, it's good. It's good now. But they're not. They're still not really doing it. The schools I were at, the girls don't play sports at recess. They're hanging out with each other and talking. That's the reality of it. And you might get 1 or 2 girls that might play. So like I said, they've got males biologically, they have larger bones, more muscle mass, they're faster, they're usually taller, they usually weigh more. Okay? I'm not lying about that. And then these people are using drugs to negate the effects of testosterone after transition. That doesn't undo the physical changes that the testosterone's already accomplished pre-transition. That's what people don't get, the difference between the transition, the pre-transition. All right, they might look female, but they still have so many male characteristics. All right, trans girls will have an innate physical advantage over these CIS girls that they're competing against, no doubt. And there will be the stars on it. And is that fair for the parents who are paying the kids for private classes, wanting them to excel, and then having these trans take their positions? It's no different to all these Masons and stuff taking people's positions of people like me. Because they have the contacts, they have the bloodline. Again, you can say it's all genes why all these footballers, the dad and the uncle and this, that played, and the grandfathers, they all played. It's just their genes, their genetics. That's not how it works. Do you know how many people I know who are super fit and their husband and wife super fit and they got a fat little kid who has no athletic ability? Or 2 stupid parents whose kids are genius. It's not how it always works with genetics. That's the reality. So again, men are stronger in general. Yes, there's women stronger than men. In general, men are stronger, they're taller, they weigh more, they're better at sports. And when a male is competing against females just because they're wearing a wig and claiming to be the opposite sex is not fair. It's not fair. Inclusion, bullshit. There's a time and a place where you've got to exclude people. Like when you've got to exclude people from school. Every day they're misbehaving, they're being disrespectful. You say, no, you don't. That's not fair. You can't just get rid of him. Yeah, I can. Yeah, I can. What's going on now with the transgender agenda is all the whole racism agenda as well. That's been going on our whole lives. That they push. It's a disgrace. The stuff they push actually creates divide when they're trying to supposedly push equality. It actually creates divide. David Beckham's sons, I've met all of Beckham's sons. There's too much light in your room, let there be darkness. Nah. Yep, pretty much every commercial from what I've heard is a mixed race person on TV now. Never used to be. And again, I don't what they've done, like they've just flipped it so much. There's inclusion, but then whatever they push, they hammer. They program you with the TV guys. Yeah, full. It had to be 33 states. How many times have I told you this, guys? One of the reasons why I stopped watching TV is because I used to watch Grey's Anatomy and I enjoyed it before I had my awakening. And then every cast member either became trans, gay, and everyone in a position of power ended up being black. And it was just became so ridiculous. It all happened over a couple of seasons. I was like, they're pushing agendas. They were pushing test tube babies and stuff like that, which then eventually came about. And I started to see it for what it was. And I started to see Meredith and looked into Meredith's body on Grey's Anatomy, the highest paid actress she was. And I was like, oh my God, Meredith is a man. And so is that Asian one who looks like Son for Spurs. All right. Literally looks identical to Son, who plays for Spurs. Meredith's best friend, whatever her name was. Yeah, you always get a token ginger, which is fine. You always get a token ginger. If you've had Masons in your family before, you are cursed by familial connections. I don't know. It could be a blessing or a curse. I don't know how the Freemasonry works. I don't know if your dad's a Freemason and he has to tell you. I don't know if they can hide it from you. I don't know. Yeah, when a white person or black person have a kid, they call it mixed race. People might say that's racist. I don't know why. It's a mixture of races, isn't it? But yeah, it's just changed. So whatever society pushes, they destroyed black people in the 40s and the 50s, and now they're promoted to hell and back. What's changed in society? We can say it's a good thing. Maybe you can say that. I don't even think we should ever focus on race. But I know people are going to say, well, you can't say that because historically you've not been treated like we have. And I guess that's true. But the more they talk about it, the more actually, the worse it gets. They keep talking about it now, don't they? No room for racism and Black Lives Matter. It's not. Why are they still talking about it then? The campaigns can't be working. They can't be working if they keep having to do the same bullshit campaigns decade after decade. So it's still here. So it's not working. It's actually fueling it. It fuels the fire. The whole stuff they're doing with the trans now is just fueling the fire. It's not because they can we really believe that the government really care? Maybe they do care about the trans agenda because they all are trans. So they want to be accepted. And then when they all come out and the kids can come out and think about the kids. They'll be able to come out. Your Boris Johnson or whoever, these people, they'll have kids. And then their kids will come out and, yeah, I'm trans. Oh, okay, that's fine. So is mine. I've got 2 kids, actually. One's trans, one's is not. I support everything. I support everything because I'm stupid and I just do whatever the media says is right and the cool thing to do. If a 6-year-old girl is going up to the parents saying, I want to be a man, there's something deeply wrong or it's a lie. It's either something that they're getting fed and put in the water or it's a lie. Or the parents have intentionally programmed them for 6 years. Give them, well, say it's a guy. Imagine you're sick parents, right? And you have a son. And from birth, you put him in dresses. You gave him Barbie dolls. You don't let him play sports. You paint his nails. You have him watch all the girly movies and show. You program him from a young age. Do you think he's going to come out and say he wants to be a woman or gay? Yeah. And more parents are doing that now. That's why in primary schools, they're having special days where guys can dress up as girls and girls can dress up as guys. It's called Social Inclusion Day. That's what they're doing in schools all around the US now. You can Google it. And you're seeing guys, teenagers in dresses, and they feel comfortable and because they're getting attention. And the girls go, "Oh my God, Adam, you look hot. Oh my God, you should wear that to the party this Friday." Well, maybe I will. Maybe I'll just do that. Teenagers are confused. They don't know what's going on. We all remember being a teenager. You don't know what's going on. You're confused with so many things. And that's why it's so easy to screw with somebody's psyche as a teenager and a young child. Hey, Margo MC. Steph Curry at an NBA game talking about Black Lives Matter making 200 million while there is a white guy wiping the floors. I've never thought of it like that. Number one, he's not making 200 million. It's a lie. So you idolize him even more. But yeah, like they're still talking about it when, again, I don't like talking about race because it's such a sensitive topic by design. But I don't think at this point in the world that being black or Indian or Chinese affects you getting a job and stuff anymore. You see it. Most doctors, there's so many black doctors now, actors, athletes, teachers. Like, you can focus on all the exclusion, like, or saying that it's not fair because there's still too many people from this race doing this. But in reality, you don't get prevented from getting to a college for your color. It doesn't affect you getting a job anymore. It doesn't affect you being a star. Look how many African-American stars we have now. It doesn't affect you from being a professional athlete. It doesn't affect you from being a scientist. All this stuff doesn't affect anymore. So why are they still talking about it? Why they're still raving on about it like everyone in a high-powered position is white. Everyone in a high-powered position is a man. It's not the case anymore, is it? It's not the case, yet they're pushing it more and more and more than ever now. You're getting black football managers now, which they never had. Aren't you? The likes of Patrick Vieira. You didn't have any of that. Like back in the day, you didn't. You could justify what they're saying now, but it's not the case anymore. Times have actually changed for the better with that. And that's undeniable, what I'm saying. Yet they're still pushing it. Why they had a fake police officer, Chauvin, kill a black man. And they always said in the articles, white police officer kills black man. Never said Derek Chauvin kills George Floyd. It was always white officer kills innocent black man. Why did they have to do that? Why did they have to put that polarity and get you heated and rattled to start a civil war? To piss you off, to keep you in a level of anger and confusion and bitterness. That's why when I read these articles, I code them like that. I see what they're doing. Hawaii won the Little League World Series only because they wear the Ukrainian colors. Yeah, they're blue and yellow. Turn your lead into gold. Absolutely, Yasmin. Yeah, the race problem is polarized in the US. But then again, you think about England with the white guy and the Pakistani and the Indians and all of that. That is highly, like, they talk about that often. Like where I grew up, that was a big thing with racism. So, but I would say the US with black and white is where they push it more than any other nation. Even Obama's somewhat white. Yeah, he probably is white, Obama. Actually, is probably white, if you get what I mean. Like, something not right about that guy. Obviously, Michelle, the first lady, I've told you all first ladies are men. If you go back and look at them all, I guess I'll have to do a video about it. These first ladies are men. Like, Michelle Obama is what you would say black. Obama I've got friends who are white who are darker than him when they go on holiday for 2 weeks. What's your thoughts on DJ Khaled's new music album called God Did? Don't know enough about it. But again, DJ Khaled is so overrated. Big fat goon. God Did gets you 43, and we're told Jesus died on 4/3. And it's also 34, which could be written the 3rd of April. I'd love to speak to you one-on-one. I think I'd blow your mind with secrets I got. Mustafa, email me. Well, maybe I could set something up. And again, let me check if anyone's emailed me about my Kobe book. Let me have a look. All right. Check your recent. My last payment for YouTube, which pays me peanuts, was on Kobe Bryant Day. I've just seen. That's hilarious. Kobe Bryant Day is when I got my last peanut payment. All right. So nobody's asked for the book. Oh, one person. One person. I'm shocked people don't want to read this, but it is what it is. It's fine. It's fine. I'll just send it to people who I know would be really interested. Why did Celtic win 9-0, mate? I've gone through it all. It's annoying to do it. All right. So Celtic are connected to Liverpool, both Catholic clubs, both have You'll Never Walk Alone. You'll Never Walk Alone in Gematria gets you 81. The square root is 9. Liverpool just won 9-0. Celtic won 9-0. You got all the connections with Brendan Rodgers and Kenny Dalglish, and the list goes on. Van Dijk. And all this weekend, everything's been about the number 9, which is the number of completion. And like I said, You'll Never Walk Alone gets you 81. Square root's 9. 8 plus 1 is 9. And 9's the number of completion. I just don't know what's about to be completed. I think Liverpool win their 9th FA Cup this year. I got it right last year that they would win it. Get their 8th, 33 years after the Hillsborough disaster. But it was just another 9 ritual, which shows me that this is divine. Like the number 9 is used 49 times in Scripture. That's why Prince Philip died on 4/9 at age 99 on the 99th day of the year. It was biblical. I'll say that again. The number 9 is used 49 times in Scripture. Prince Philip died on 4/9, which was the 9th day of April, at age 99, and 4/9 is the 99th day of the year. And number 9 symbolizes divine completeness or conveys the meaning of finality. All right? Christ died at hour 9 of the day, didn't he? Hour 9 of the day, to make the way of salvation open to everyone, okay? And the Day of the Atonement is the only one of God's annual feast days of worship that requires believers to fast for one day. This special day, considered by many Jews to be the holiest day of the year, begins at sunset on day 9 of the 7th Hebrew month. And the number 9 also represents the fruits of God's Holy Spirit, which are faithfulness and gentleness and goodness and joy and kindness, long-suffering, love, peace, and self-control. 9 is a big number. It's incredibly biblical. It was at hour 9 of the day that a Roman centurion, Cornelius, was told in a vision to contact the Apostle Peter. And then Cornelius would eventually be baptized and receive God's Spirit. He became the first recorded Gentile to convert to Christianity. That was hour 9 of the day. And number 9 is also connected to sorcery. That's why I'm saying I think magic's being used. Because in the Old Testament, there's at least 9 groups or individuals who practice sorcery. It says in the Bible not to mess with magic. But in the Old Testament, there was 9 groups of individuals who practice sorcery. There's people still now practicing magic and sorcery. And it doesn't need many people to be able to do it. All right? And only they know how to do it. And although modern culture and entertainment tends to paint those who practice such black arts in a benign or even positive light, who knows? I've told you, people like Crowley, they They wanted to be more than human. They believed they were spiritual beings, but they talked about human sacrifice, and basically you could do whatever you want. There was no rules to be had. You could say that's liberating, but that's why you have the Statue of Liberty, which is connected to Lucifer. It's also sickening, isn't it? So, like, again, like in movies, sometimes magic can be seen as like incredible and powerful, and then it can be seen as satanic. It depends what you define magic as well. But a lot of Disney movies are about magic, which you love, but it's about magic. Then there's other movies about magic which are really satanic and evil, because these sorcerers were evil to the core. And I do believe that there are sorcerers. People ask me, like, do you think Sir Alex Ferguson's like a sorcerer? My mate Nathan, my best mate, thinks Sir Alex is some sort of wizard. They may be. All right. And God, guys, God promised to punish the Egyptians and to destroy the councils of their charmers, the conjurers, the magicians, and those who cast spells. That's why I always talk about the TV. It gets broadcasted. They have a cast, television. You get programmed by the TV programs. The TV, for me, whoever invented that, used magic. All right. But then you might say, well, wasn't it magic that with Jesus walking on water and all of that and all the miracles? That's God. That was God's miracles. That wasn't sorcery. That was the creator who can do whatever he wants. So the 9 for me is all about completion, divine completeness as well. It's connected to Jesus' death. It's connected to magic. They say a cat has 9 lives, and then you've got the cats that are connected to black magic. That's why Michael Jordan was called the Black Cat, which I'm sure people would say is racist now. You can't call him the Black Cat because he's black. He used to be called the Black Cat. You're not able to do that anymore now, are you? You can't call a black person a black cat. That's why at school you can't say "Baba black sheep, have you any wool" anymore. It's been banned in England. You can't call it a whiteboard anymore, even though it's a board that's white. You can't call it a whiteboard. And I ain't joking. So all this political correctness is absolute bullshit. You're a gentle, good soul. Thank you, Carly. So are you. Brides of Dracula 1973, The Omen, One and Trading Places. These 3 films are prelude of Christ's return. I'll have to research them if that's the case. Television equals 43, program 43, Masonic 43, neuro program 43, groupthink 43, psychosis 43. Who's going to hit the 43rd like? I'm joking. That's great. I didn't know all those 43s. The biggest 43 is Jesus dying April the 3rd. That's the biggest 43. Lucifer in gematria is also 43, as is Masonic. It's the 14th prime, and Pope Francis was born with 14 days left in the year. That's not an accident. Why did I just get my 43rd like and it got took down to 42 with 72 in the live, and Francis became the Pope on the 72nd day of the year, and the Basilica was struck on the 42nd day, which is February the 11th. The word Jesuits 42, Freemason 42. But again, it all goes down to the beast reigning for 42 months. God gives the beast, Satan, the right to reign. Read the Bible. He's given the right. This is his realm. Okay? It's his realm. Doesn't mean that you can't believe in God, though, because God created Satan. God created Satan. You have to get that in your head, that God created Satan. There's a reason for Satan being here. It's up to you what conclusion you come to test us, to punish us, whatever you want. But God created Satan. And then Satan and demons create this magic. They use this magic. But again, it's God who can actually perform miracles like that. 9 equals 42. Nice. 9th month soon. Yeah, it's very true. All these 9 rituals are appearing, aren't they? Right before we enter the 9th month of the Gregorian calendar. So it's not a coincidence either that it's today 4 days away from September the 1st. 9-1 is like 91, September the 1st, 9-1. Or it could be 1-9 like your COVID-19. 19's the 8th prime. 91's the 13th triangular number. People keep talking about 138. I don't know what it is, but there's another connection. And September the 1st is on a day leaving 121 days left in the year, which is 11 times 11. So you got your 9/11, which is what everyone in the world's heard of, 9/11, and 9/1 is a day leaving 121 days left in the year, and 121, the square root is 11. So you're 9/11 already on the first day of September. The Twin Towers, guys, was an 11 that came down. It was an 11. The predictive programming, I think that's magic. They manifest it almost. And I think magic that's created can create the reality that we live in. It can also put people under spells. And when they're under a spell, they just play along with the magic. That's what goes on. Why did Mrs. Baylock drop a fear when Damien rammed his cycle into Ambassador's wife and she had them miscarriage? I don't know about that story, so I can't answer it. Jessica Ennis Hill is M2F. Oh, no doubt. Is that the little runner who was like a 10-pack? Won like every award and MBEs and all of that. Yeah, built like a bloke. Built like a bloke. Titans versus Giants on September the 11th. Two teams named after the Nephilim. That's an amazing connection. Guys, you've got NFL games being played on 9/11. You've got the NBA season beginning on 10/18, like Luke 10:18, which is Satan falling out of heaven like a lightning bolt. The NBA begins 10/18. NFL games 9/11. Next year, something divine's happening. Divine. And I'll try my best to prepare myself for it and other people for it. Something divine is happening in 2023. That's why Super Bowl 56 finished 2023, like I said it would at halftime. Said the Rams would win that game, and it had finished 2023 to over 20 people at a party there's been a few occasions in my life where I've been with a big group of people who don't really know me, and I've coded the game start to finish in front of them. And by the end of it, they're like, who are you? Who the hell are you? What the heck? And I called everything in that Super Bowl. I told them about what I did before the game. They said, who have you got? I said, I've got Rams. They all like the Bengals for whatever reason. Again, I think there was magic involved there. Seems like everyone liked the Bengals, even though it made no sense because there wasn't the favorites. I said, who would get the first touchdown? I said the score, the final score. I got so much right. I said, right, they're going to throw a pick here. It happened. I said, he's going to get injured. It happened. Doing it all. And they thought I was literally like some sort of wizard. I was on that day. I literally felt like a wizard. And one of my biggest regrets since starting this is that I didn't do a live during that game because I called it all before it happened. My mate Jay Sol, who I love to bits, who I believe is a genius, he said, what you did in that Super Bowl, I've never seen anything like it. Because I was telling him before, I was messaging him, watch, this is going to happen. This is going to happen. He's like, bro, I think he liked the Rams, but he's like, I don't know. I think it could be Bengals now. I was like, no, Rams have won. Rams have won this. Everything in this code so far, I don't care how many points they're down, everything in the code and everything that's happened and all the narrative, like Odell Beckham getting injured, was Rams were winning. Oh my God, Odell Beckham's out. And Stafford looks like he's tweaked his knee. Oh, and they're down. Oh my goodness, Bengals. It's their year, the year of the Tiger. No, it wasn't, was it? It wasn't. And who got the winning catch? Number 10. Cooper Kupp, MVP, Satan. Saying this with 43 likes, and the Super Bowl finished with 43 points. And the Super Bowl before that, Brady won it at age 43, which is when Jesus died. 4-3. Brady wins the Super Bowl with the Patriots right after 9/11, where they signed the Patriots Act. I'll put my email address here. This Kobe code has the potential to wake up hundreds of people if they read it. It's that good. And it's not too long. I intentionally didn't make it crazy long. I've added some images. Revelation 9:11 is about the bottomless pit where the Antichrist rises out of. The Antichrist is coming. You have to be prepared for that. We can talk about Jesus and everything. The Antichrist comes before Jesus. The false prophet's already here in Pope Francis. The Antichrist is coming next year for me. People say, no, it's too soon. I think he comes next year. I think you're going to see things in this world that you've never witnessed before. Like the most insane natural disasters, the most insane rituals that you'll ever come across, the blatant Satanism that's going to be everywhere. The economic crash will be the biggest that we've ever had. The mark of the beast will be when the Antichrist comes, when you can't buy or sell. And that will happen. Why won't that happen? Why won't that happen? With what's gone on in the world over the last 2 years, where they've banned people from stores for not wearing masks, where they've done this, where they've closed your schools down, they've shut your businesses down. What is to stop these people from saying you have to have this in here or you cannot buy or sell? Are the human rights going to protect you guys that they wrote? Are they going to protect you? If you've not seen at this point that when it comes to shit like this, they can do whatever they want whenever they want. And it's up to you with your free will whether you play along with it. That's where you have the choice. You don't have to feel like worthless. There's nothing I can do. You have a choice. And if the majority of us decided to not play along with Satan, which we do every day, then it's done for him and for his minions. That's the reality. But when they tell you in a year, 2 years, maybe 3, who knows, that if you don't get this pumped in there or here or whatever it is, you can't go to school, you can't work, you can't go shopping, you can't buy a property, you can't travel. That's what's going to happen. I'm prepared for it. This is why I'm getting to England, because I know it'll probably be the last time I ever get to do it. I'm not trying to break your heart or upset you, but that's how I feel, and I'm not often wrong. So that's what I think is going on. The Antichrist is on its way. And all the signs are there. Biblically, all the signs are there. You've got famine, you've got war, you've got like the Sodom and Gomorrah, which is all about the cities that got burnt down because there was so much sin. That's where everyone was just having sex with everyone and didn't care about God. You've got that going down. You've got all the stuff with natural disasters that are happening. It's all biblical and it's all happening now. You've got pandemics. Whether you believe in them or not, it's being pushed now. Everything that's in the book of Revelation that they talk about, biblical. And the Antichrist, who's coming back. Well, whether he's coming back or not, is if we live for the next couple of years or so, I think we're going to witness it firsthand. I'm not scared either. Your Adam Madrid game is in the 99th minute. Are you serious? Why these games? Like back in the day, you never got more than 3 minutes extra time. Benzema just scored after 100 minutes. So look, they've left that. They've left that as well. Benjamin sent off. Benjamin Leconte after 96 minutes. Guys, Madrid have won. And they scored in the 88th minute. Espanyol after 43. We were talking about 43. Karim Benzema, who has every Jesuit number going. It's insanity. It's funny, Real Madrid's next game is 9-3, which is all connected to Jesus as well. Remember, Real Madrid founded 3-6, 666, the 36 triangular number. Well, Benzema scores in the 88th minute. So again, for those people who bet on Real Madrid today, they've taken your energy, haven't they? Real Madrid fans, they've taken your energy, haven't they? Barcelona fans, they've taken your energy, haven't they, scoring in the 88th minute? Betis fans, maybe. So what, is that going to put Real Madrid on 9 points as well? 9 goals scored, 3 against. They've got the same thing as Spurs. Right now, Real Madrid, look at all these 3 guys. Look at Real Madrid. Matches played 3, won 3. Wait, they deleted Benzema's goal. Has it been deleted, the goal, or not? I don't know. But it's saying here Benzema scored 2 goals in the last 12 minutes, 88th and the 100th. And they opened the scoring after 12 minutes. That Vinny Jr., who actually fell out with Benzema, and Benzema, didn't he come out and say, Vinny's basically playing for the other team because he's that bad, and now they're best friends. And then Vinny scores after 12 minutes, and then Benzema scores 2 goals in the last 12 minutes. Whether it's been deleted or not, I think it's counted. But there's your 12, which connects to your 37, because 37 is the 12th prime. 37 is extremely biblical, which I'll do a video about, the 37 and the 73. That's why Brady is not coming off 7-3. He's not making the Super Bowl. So, yeah. Doesn't score, and then boom, 88th minute scores. Boom, 100th minute he scores. What's happening? What happened in this game? Did somebody get sick? Did somebody go down with a heart attack? All these pro athletes getting heart attacks. Mustafa, I just got your email. Tell me when you would like to speak, and I can send you a Zoom link. I think you're going to be engrossed to a massive degree as to what I'm going to share with you. All right, I'll respond to that email after I'm done with this. How long have I been going? Guys, the stuff I'm revealing every day, man, on my website and in my live streams, it's insane, isn't it? Wait, Kane missed a penalty? He missed a penalty. See, for the first time in 22 attempts in all competitions, 22, Satanic's 22. Guys, Harry Kane could have had an hat-trick, but Dean Henderson, who played for the Red Devils, wow. Harry Kane's 187th Premier League goal, Society of Jesus, 187. Look, what did I tell you about atonement, guys? That they always use this because it's biblical. I said this yesterday. You got to keep up with what I say, and then you'll see it. He did, however, atone for the miss inside the final 10 minutes. Number 10, who put Spurs to 10 points, and Satan's 10. Heading in Richarlison's superb cross, number 9. There's your 10-9. Just like you had Matt Stafford, number 9, and Cup 10. The last major play where they won the Super Bowl was number 9 throwing to number 10. Wait, Harry Kane became the 3rd all-time scoring player in the Premier League today behind Rooney and Shearer? Of course he did. English Masons, Shearer, Rooney, Kane, all overrated. Wayne Rooney was phenomenal for about 3 years. And then he did hardly anything. I don't care about, his goals. You watched him play. He was so erratic. Shearer is so overrated. I don't care about his goals either. So you got those Masons. Shearer always, when he's talking, he's always doing that. Rooney did that celebration, did he not? The diamond. Harry Kane always does that. The Masonic point. Or sticks his tongue out. So they're 3rd in the table. Harry Kane's now the 3rd highest scorer in the Premier League. They get a valuable 3 points. They've got Ben Davis playing number 33. Kane was getting marked by number 3, Cook. It's all there, man. How Kane stole the show once again. It had been 23 years since the two teams had faced off at the City Ground. 23, the 9th prime, with a Stefan Everson goal enough to seal a Spurs win back in 1999. 1999, guys, was 23 years ago. 23 is the 9th prime. You're 999. Again, your emergency dialing code in England. Back in the day where you had to ring and do that, why did they make it 999 for an emergency where you literally had to go drag? It took the longest possible time for you to get to 999. Not now, you just go 999 on your phone. You remember those phones back in the day, all right, if you're old enough. It made no sense, did it? Your 999 is your flip of a 666. That's all it is. Haaland, Sterling, female. Yeah, look at the way Sterling moves and his female ass and his features. Yeah. Again, here's the reality. They could put Sterling playing for Jamaica's women's team and people wouldn't say shit, would they? Like the video I did about that player who looks just like a Premier League player. All right? If they put Raheem Sterling in Jamaica or England and said it was a female, you'd believe it. If they put Haaland as in the female team for Norway, you go, wow, that's a big one. But look, have you seen France's centre half, who's about 6'7" and built like Van Dijk? If they wanted, they could have said Haaland was a female and people would accept it. Am I wrong? Am I wrong? Woo! Woo! Am I wrong with what I'm saying? No, I'm not. As long as they don't have a big ass beard and shit, if they keep them clean shaven, Haaland has this female hair. All right, they could have told you it's a woman, and if I said it's a man, you'd laugh at me. Am I wrong? I'm not wrong, am I? I'm not wrong. Yeah, Cain is like Cain and Abel, which is biblical. Okay, that's why Cain's doing so well. It's all biblical. I just don't even know if it's their real name, these people. Just like the wrestlers. It's Glenn Jacobs. That's the real name of Cain. It's not called Cain. I don't even know if Harry Kane's his real name. But I know he married his sister. Raheem Sterling, Helen Mirren and Freddie Mercury on billboards. The Zionist plot thickens. Are you serious? All winning the MBEs and OBEs for deceiving people. That's what they get awarded for deceiving. Okay? They get awarded for deceiving you. The more awards they get, the more they've deceived people. It's that simple. All right? Your billionaires are the people who have just done some of the sickest shit. I don't know how many times I have to tell you with Raheem Sterling, he's insanely overrated, awful footballer, but he scores loads of goals. Tap-ins. He was shit at Liverpool. All right? But he's an England legend now. Most people who watch Sterling play say he's shit. But you can't argue with his goal scoring record. His 2-yard tap-ins that he always gets. Sterling is a woman. Born a female. Sterling came on the scene from Soccer AM when he was doing schools with Queen's Park Rangers. And then he just comes on. Tiny little guy. You used to watch him play for Liverpool. He was so shit. He was erratic. He lost the ball. He was weak. He was shit. But no. Then he goes to Man City and wins so many trophies. Dominates for England in the Euros. Like I said he would. I said he would be England's best player in the Euros, and he pretty much was because of the code. Because he was wearing number 10. That's why he scored in the opening game that finished 1-0, like 10 against Croatia, who got to the final of the World Cup final, where they lost 4-2 to France. The beast. The Champions League final was on Kobe Bryant's 42nd birthday. In the last World Cup before Kobe died, finished 4-2. France, where the Jesuits were founded. Sterling runs like a girl because it's a girl. All right? That's why. I've never ever seen anyone run like that as a male. Played against so many lads. I've never seen anyone run like Sterling does. His little smile, his satanic. His babies are always doing that. You can Google Sterling and his kids, devil horns. They're all doing that. They're not really his kids. So what you got to remember as well, these kids are not their own. And even if they look like them, there's ways around doing that. Okay, there's ways around doing that. Those kids don't have a clue what vagina they came out of, do they? They don't know. They have no idea. Nunez is another blatant one. Yeah, Nunez and Haaland, who both signed. Just their really long hair. And told you all these wrestlers that you think are all buff and men and back in the day, that I think they were all females. Shawn Michaels, Bret the Hitman Hart, even your Big Diesel. Razor, the genetic females. I really believe that. Triple H. Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns. I never would understand why so many wrestlers have this beautiful, perfect hair. You think wrestlers would be like shaved head and just tough and shitty hair, and but they had beautiful, glorious hair. Shawn Michaels, the heartbreak kid, the sexy boy, the GOAT. Many people call him the GOAT, the showstopper, Mr. WrestleMania. That's not just some regular man from Texas. That's a female who sold his soul and then pretended he founded Jesus. And then had the whole gimmick that he found Jesus. Mocking Jesus. Shooting me an email, okay, Jenny? You think the story about his dad being shot down is bullshit? Yeah. Just like Michael Jordan's dad wasn't shot dead. And then Michael Jordan wins the NBA on Father's Day, right after his father died and was shot. Somebody just pulled over Michael Jordan's dad's car, shot him for no reason, and stole his car. That's what they said. Sure, they did. Just a ritual. Maybe he sacrificed his father. That's very possible. Jordan always talks about sacrifice. That's what he said when he won on Father's Day. I sacrificed. You will not believe what I sacrificed for this ring, is what he said. Well, I will believe it. Michael Jordan, sacrifice your own father. Thoughts on Andrew Tate, because he tells people to escape the Matrix, so is that a ploy? It's a ploy. I've done my video on Andrew Tate, Mikey. You can check it out. It's got about 2,000 views. It's a great video. I called him out, ruined him. Andrew Tate is there to create divide and anger and frustration and bitterness, and is just a polarizing figure. Wrestling too fake, and they tell us this. Wrestling is, again, we have to take out the word fake. It's a dangerous word, because what they do in a ring is not fake, but the outcomes are predetermined. There's a script to it. There is a script. And sometimes they go off script. I told you, it's like our lives. I think we all have a script, but you can often go off script with your free will, with your spirit will allow you to get away from your original script. So yeah, wrestling is scripted. It's not really fake, but people are still going and filling up stadiums, grown men. CM Punk, CM Punk, chanting his name. And they're like in their 40s. Again, CM Punk, skull and bones. That's what he does. That's what his thing is, skull and bones, and he has the X on his hands. AJ Styles does that. He throws up his gloves, the diamond. I've done a lot of videos on wrestling. In regards to Tate, is a deceiver and is controlled. And you should definitely watch my video. Sounds great, Tim. If it rains, should we still do it? I think we could still definitely play football in the rain because the forecast doesn't look great next week. Let me know. They couldn't have scripted it any better for Harry Kane to get his 201st goal 111 days before the Pope's birthday, whose name's 201 and 111. Couldn't have scripted it any better, could you? And it's funny to me that 201 plus 111 is 312, and Jorge Mario Bergoglio is also 312 in gematria, which is the Pope's full name, the fake name that he was given, the false prophet, Pope Francis, but his name's Jorge. Okay, why is he not called Pope Jorge? Like if I was a pope, I want to be called Pope Adam, not Pope freaking Paolo. Pope Paolo. Wait, your name's Adam. Yeah, but fuck it. Call myself Pope Paolo because I like Paolo Maldini. Yes, there's a story why he's called Francis because there was a previous Pope, Francisco, that he looked up to. La-di-da-di-da, bullshit. It's about the code. Is Eddie Guerrero still alive? I don't know, but the Eddie Guerrero, I think some of them will have to go. Unless they're just like people say that they're immortal, they can never die. So some of them will go. Eddie Guerrero won the World Heavyweight Championship the day Chris Benoit won the Heavyweight Championship as well, which they'd never won before. They won it together. They came up together. They were best friends. They were like the same height, the same build. And shortly after, they both died. Did they sacrifice themselves for that moment? for that one moment, for that fame, that fortune. Did Benoit murder his family? Was it drugs? Was it bullshit? Was it a lie? If it was, why did they do it? Why him? The Wolverine, they called him. We did the flying headbutt, which is very biblical, by the way. A lot of these wrestling moves are like the spear, the F5. What other ones do they have that are really biblical with the moves? There's loads of them. I can't think off the top of my head. Like the tombstone's all about death. Choke slam is taking your air, stopping you from breathing. Satan, prince of the air. That's why they'd get them. They couldn't breathe, like with the choke slam. Big Show did it. Undertaker did it. Kane did it. Again. Thoughts on Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson? Doesn't have a Johnson. Deceiver, massive Satan worshipper, female, possessed by demons. That's why he has so much talent. Bodysuit. Who's the hardest worker in the room? Bullshit. Biggest liar in the room. Biggest vagina in the room, maybe. Not the hardest worker with your bodysuit on, Dwayne. All right? Deceiver from birth. From birth. And now you're going to run for president, aren't you, Dwayne? Because that makes so much sense. That's why they made you in wrestling the people's champion, to program people so they can have you run for presidency, to be the people's president. It's all already been programmed, like Trump being the president was programmed all the way back in 1988 when Oprah asked him, will you ever run for presidency, Donald? When he was a nobody in politics. So yes, will Dwayne Johnson run for presidency? Yes, he will. Will he get it? Probably not. But he'll run for it. Oh God, how cool. Rock's going to change everything, isn't it? Rock is connected to Jesus as well. Christ the Rock. Rock has no balls. He doesn't. Got 20, 30 images on my computer that show that he has a vagina and he doesn't have a pair of bollocks. Hello, Kathy. Thankfully, I never got deep into wrestling once I heard it was fake. More of a team sports, NFL, NBA, scripting, and footy. I was a diehard wrestling fan, so it got me. Wrestling got me, really. Even as an adult, I've told you all of this. I loved it. Now it makes me sick. It's just so... And this go to sleep that they're all doing, and Steph Curry's doing that. I don't know what that is, but you're seeing a lot of players doing that. You're seeing them all do this heart thing. People say it's the Illuminati diamond. I don't know if it's to do with people having heart attacks, but Firmino did it again, didn't he? Bale does it. They all do these same celebrations. Wrestlers doing the same things in the ring that the footballers do. Bodysuit 33. I didn't know that. Yeah, bodysuits. I believe that the way you can Google Hollywood bodysuits. You can Google what they do. Like many iconic actors, your top stars, girls that you love, your Matt Damon, your Tom Cruise, your Vin Diesel. They're all like 5'3". They're tiny. All right. Somehow that these movies make them look big and buff and all of that. They're not. It's an illusion. The TV can do whatever they want. Do whatever they want. And you're fancying them, aren't you? Tom Cruise is so 60. You're like a little 5'2" guy, FTM. That turns you on. Hit on West Ham at 4-1 this morning. Cheers, lad. Brilliant. Good lad. Happy for you. Always happy when people win. Again, when's Gerrard going to get fired? When? Can't win a game. Shane Kelly. Hi, mate. Hope you're doing well. Really enjoying your lives and videos. Very eye-opening and refreshing. Can I grab a copy of your mini book? Absolutely. If you're watching now, Shane, give me a hell yeah. I'll send you it when I'm done with this live stream. I'll send you it. Lukaku was wearing a bodysuit at Man United and West Brom. I think he was. Look at size he became. And then they suddenly just lose a shitload of weight in like a week. These people believed that the guy who starred in 300, all right, Butler, actually worked out for that body, not understanding what CGI is. I'm telling you, they wear bodysuits, they wear masks, they wear wigs. Everything about Hollywood's fake and an illusion. They can turn somebody into a perfect person, perfect body, perfect teeth, perfect like humor. Satan can give you whatever you want in this realm. That has been stated many times as well. In the show Lucifer, what is your deepest, darkest desire? He can give you whatever you want, but he can then take it off you whenever he wants. And then you get so addicted to what he gave you that you're willing to do anything to get it back. And that's when he's got you. That's when he's got you. Or some people may actually find Jesus, like Lex Luger. I think Lex Luger found Jesus Christ. But he was being controlled by Satan, and then Satan ruined him. Took away all of his body. He couldn't walk. Took away all his fame and fortune. It just ruined him. But if you listen to Lex Luger speak now, he's really is. I feel it in my soul. He found Jesus. But then he got destroyed from like the entertainment industry. Nobody really cares about him anymore. I don't think I do believe, because I do believe in forgiveness and all of that. And I believe people can actually worship Satan and then find God. And I think a lot of them don't. I think once they've got Satan and they're taken in by him, they'll never leave him. But I do believe people find Satan and then find God. I think that does actually happen. Like, there's cases of it all the time in prison. You could say they're just desperate because they're scared of going to hell, so they find God. I think a lot of them truly do find God when the whole life or most of their life they've been worshipping Satan. And I think a lot of them may worship Satan without realizing it. Yeah, I'm not saying that they're doing rituals and like lighting candles and speaking to Satan. I'm saying they've just fallen for Satan's charm and deception. I really do think that you can overcome that. I do. I don't think anyone's born evil either. I don't think anyone's born evil. The Rock looks like he's been replaced by a different actor, or maybe they just changed spray tan color. Each character can have different ears, but they still shouldn't change. That is the big factor, is the ears. Either to confirm that it's the same person, like you could do with Justin Bieber on The Weeknd. I watched a video recently. This blew my head off. It was absolutely insanity. Yeah, I've done a video on Maradona's death. It was loaded. It was insanity, this video. And this might people go, whatever. But my God, the features, the facial structure, the ears, the height, the body shape. This blew my head off, guys. Hear me out. And I ain't saying, hey, Colin, I ain't saying this is a fact or anything, but this video made me go, wow. Avicii and Taylor Swift is the same person. This is insanity, guys. But when I watched this video, the face, the features, everything about it, the exact same height. They came on the scene pretty similar time. Avicii and Taylor Swift. They may not be the same person. It may be brother and sister. It may be serpent bloodline. I've been looking into serpent bloodline, which is all the thing with the tongue. There's a serpent bloodline. So maybe Avicii and Taylor Swift come from that serpent bloodline. It's insane. I wish I'll have to try and find the video. I saw it on Twitter and I was like, oh my God, that's the same person. That's Avicii in a wig. And then they said Avicii died. They got rid of that character. Maybe it was getting too much for Taylor Swift, or the bass character. It's what a lot of people talk about, the bass character. It's like, all right, Avicii has done his bit. He's brought out all this music. We can still play his music. We're going to sell more music now. Okay, whoever you are playing Taylor Swift, you don't have to do Avicii anymore. Oh, thank God for that. Thank God for that. I do think Shakespeare said there's people that play multiple roles on the world stage. Shakespeare's come out and said that, whether he existed or not. Jeez, I like the Athletics to beat the Yankees. Christ, and they're winning 4-1. This is what winds me up, man. I posted one code today, the Cardinals against the Braves, and I was going to post the Athletics, but I was like, are they going to let the Yankees lose back-to-back against a shite team? Well, it is the MLB, so maybe. And it's 4-1. Part of me somehow wants the Athletics to lose somehow now, because I called them to beat the Yankees. The Yankees 78 wins. The Athletics 47. And it looks like the Athletics are going to beat them back to back. And I was going to post Athletics. Sometimes do that too often. I don't go with like the big money. That is something I can put my hands up and say I don't really put out enough like plus 200s, 250s. The Royals just beat the Padres 15-7. Oh my goodness. There's your 157. It's all a joke. And the players don't need to know what's going on now for me to still say this is a joke. Dodgers 8-1. By the way, yesterday the Dodgers lost 2-1. They lost 2-1. And the day after against the same team, they beat them 8-1. Come on. I can completely understand what you're saying about Satan isn't physical. Yeah, it's more spiritual, a spiritual entity. But I don't know. I've also read that Satan's walking amongst us. Think of the show Lucifer. I would not be shocked now at this point in the world that there is Satan, which was basically Lucifer, walking amongst earth right now with these demons that fell from heaven with him, or angels that are now demons. Fallen angels, that's what they are. 33.3% of heaven came here. They're here. They're amongst us. It's your top stars, your top politicians. I can definitely see why you think Satan's just an entity, and maybe it's an energy. There's all sorts of stuff you can say. I don't necessarily think it's a big red beast with a red tail, but I don't know. I think Satan can put his spirit within a human body. And I think the demons can possess a human being. I really do. He's playing like a man possessed. I don't know what possessed me to do that. When I'm performing on stage, it's not me. It's Sasha Fierce. It's this, it's that. Like all those little like soft disclosures that you hear them say makes me think that Satan can take human form. It could be, who knows, like if he's playing multiple characters on the world, Satan. He can do whatever he wants from what I've learned. He can do whatever he wants in this realm. He can deceive you in any way. He has unlimited power, but he's already lost. This is what I know in my soul. Satan knows he's already lost. God wins. He knows God's already won. It's over when God sacrificed his only son for our sins. That's when Satan knew he'd lost. But he's still going to try and screw people over. No doubt. No doubt. Possession equals 57. Nice. That's Kobe Bryant, 5 and 7 NBA Finals. Lucifer was the angel of light, yes. There was God, then there was Lucifer. That's why he's called Lucifer Morningstar. But then you have Jesus Christ, who's the Son of God, the Son, the light. I'm the way, the truth, and the light. That's what Jesus said. Yeah, 72 Goetia demons. That's why Francis became the Pope the 72nd day of 2013. Lucifer, fallen angel, yeah. And where did he fall to? Here. God gave him this realm. Yo, who is the worst, like top Mason? Clintons? No, probably people you've never heard of. The Orsini families, the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, those people who directly communicate with Satan. I don't think the Clintons will be up there, your Kennedys, your Windsors, which is the royal family in England. But there's the Black Pope. There's so many people that we've probably amongst us have never even heard of that are pulling a lot of strings. I think if you've heard of them, then they might not even be as powerful as you think. It's the ones we've never heard of that will be pulling so many strings. They want you focusing on like The Rock and Ronaldo and Messi. They want those people in the public eye. The people that really can't. They want Fauci in the public eye. They want Trump. There's people way above these people who select them for these jobs, who select them for their roles in society. And I think it's demons. They might be these fallen angels that just you might not even see them. You might not be able to see these spiritual beings amongst us, but they could be controlling this reality. They control the sports outcomes. They control who wins presidential elections in this realm. But I still believe God has complete control. And you have a choice whether you want to believe in him or not. What time is it? 4:30 almost. Oh my goodness, I've done nothing. Well, I have. I've done a live stream. I'm going to see if anybody's signed up to my website. 7 people re-signed up, which was nice. I got 1 sign up. Yay. Thank you to whoever that was. Let me find out who it was. Mema favor, Lord M. Thank you, Lord M. I appreciate it. I appreciate your support. Greza, you re-signed up today. I'll be seeing you in a few weeks, baby. I'll buy you a drink. And I know you'll be like, no, bro, I'm buying you it. You're going to make it hard for me to buy it, but I'll do it when you're not looking. John 14:6. Yep, Donald Trump's birthday is 14:6. Yeah, DuPont, Morgan, Adams, these type of families that the average Joe's never heard of. Okay, the families they want you to talk about, like the Clintons, they have no issue with you talking about those people. So they can't be that powerful. Clintons are just puppets. Remember Bill Clinton, the painting of him in a blue dress and red shoes. Just telling you as a female, and his wife, Hillary Clinton, is again another one who's a bloke. And she always seems to be under like that, like MK Ultra. There's been many interviews where she's like, what? Yeah. She's like, something's wired her, and you could say it's a robot, a clone, whatever. I just think they're under deep mind control, or it's the actual human being trying to escape or get the demon out of them, just like an exorcism. And they just go, and then maybe the demon's just like takes control. It's like, then they're like, and then the eyes go all like that. Happens so often. They're possessed, guys. These people are possessed. I don't know why those people got possessed. If it's the more rituals they do, the more chance they have of getting possessed and used and abused. Maybe because that's what these demons do. They're drawn towards evil and negativity. They're drawn. They love it. They thrive off it. All right? They thrive off it. They don't really come for people like me, I don't think. They don't like the light. A lot of people say Miley Cyrus looks like Justin Bieber. I agree. Interesting that Miley plays the role of Aisha Curry. Yeah, I can see that. I've been looking into that. Aisha Curry, who's hardly ever in the public eye, Steph Curry's wife, could easily be Miley Cyrus. Hailey Bieber's a man. I've done a post about that. Bieber is one of the most blatant females as well, when you break down his anatomy. And just the way he looks. He's got... Justin Bieber has so much feminine energy. That's why for a few years, they tried to make him a gangster. They're doing it now. I've seen music videos of him when I'm in bars. He's got tattoos and he's like, bam, bam, da 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 da. When he was just baby. People started to really realize how feminine he was. And then they tried to turn him into a gangster, and he does drugs and he fights the paparazzis and he's having sex with all these women. It's what they do. Bieber's nothing but a little female, Justine. Got all the features of a female. All right? And then he always dates blokes. Like, what's her name? Selena Gomez. Selena Gomez. Guys, I'll say this once and I'll say it again. Just one time in your life, go to a transgender bar and watch how beautiful a lot of them are and how similar they all look and how they look like A-list celebrities. Go do it. You'll see so many that look like Selena Gomez. You'll see so many that look like J-Lo. When I was in, what's it called? Tijuana, there was an area of transgender prostitutes. And they looked stunning. They looked stunning. obviously nothing's going to go down, but you see them, you go, wow. And they just look like A-list celebrities. And I can be honest and say that. So people can't think about it with the I always say this to people: the likes of Bieber and Brad Pitt and Johnny Depp and DiCaprio actually being genetic females, that is a lot harder for people to accept than when I say Megan Fox is a man or J-Lo now. They can't accept. I don't know if it's the muscles. I don't know what it is, why they can't accept it, that these men are actually women like your Biebers. But again, you got to study anatomy. And today, I promise you, so I've said this a few times now, today I will be doing my Hugh Jackman, and I'll show you the way he walks pretty much confirms he's a woman. That's all I need to show you. I need to show you if he has a penis, a vagina, a pair of boobs. If he's, I don't need that. That's irrelevant. I'm going to show you how he walks, and he walks like a woman because it's a woman. The hips don't lie, Shakira. You were right. That's why Gwen Stefani doesn't have any. And speaking of Gwen Stefani, you're the lead singer of No Doubt, and there's no doubt in my mind, Gwen, with your stupid name, that you're a bloke. But Gwen Stefani has kids, Adam. Oh, man, yeah. Yeah, they're definitely hers. His. Come on. People really don't know how it works with adopting kids in Hollywood. The child trafficking, the amount of kids that go missing every single year. Surat, much love. It is a girl from Norway who I had to set up an account for her. She couldn't sign up with PayPal or with a credit card. Oh, geez, that's what I have to do. She sent me Western Union. I haven't picked it up. Is there a deadline for that? I'll have to go do that. I don't even know how it works, but I'll figure it out. Tate being a woman, well, you better start studying Tate's features then, and to see that it is a woman. Tate, who's dictating how people see men. Humiliate Tate. That's what's going on. Yet he's getting more and more followers and more respect and supposedly more money since he got deleted of social media. Guys, they deleted Trump. They delete all these people. It's absolute nonsense. So you like them. Yeah, that Tate doesn't have an Adam's apple. Doesn't have one. You can say that some girls have Adam's apples. You can do the thing with the ring finger and all of that. Some of them, it's tiny percent. All men have Adam's apples. In so many photos I've seen of that Tate, he don't have one. Probably don't have a pair of balls either, does he? Hit him with a big old bam, it's a woman. No, he's got a six-pack and he fights. He's a good fighter because he's possessed by a demon. They can have all this power. They get pumped with drugs. All right? Got to get that in your head. There's no way that Messi can do what he does if it's a woman. Yeah, Maradona was another woman. My God, I watched one of the greatest videos I've ever seen on Maradona being a biological woman. And did Maradona really die? Don't cry for me, Argentina. The truth is I never left you. Yeah. Yeah, because you probably won't. You're probably a fallen angel, Maradona. Probably never leave us. And Madonna sings the song about Don't Cry for Me, Argentina. And then Maradona scores, dies. And then Argentina mourns for him for 3 days. Closed down the whole country for 3 days because a footballer died who abused his body supposedly and took drugs. Was it much of a shock? Adam, Celtic equals 52, 25, 110, 38, 90 equals 106, 52, 110, 38. Amazing Dycliffe. Dycliffe's great coder, guys. Really good. Dana White said he'd never let a woman fight in the octagon. Man's kept his word subtly the whole time to the masses. That's very possible. It's confusing, isn't it? It's confusing. the whole thing with gender, which is a Hermetic principle, it's being infiltrated as gender. It really is. How many genders are there? Oh, well, that depends who you ask. That depends where in the world you are. That depends on your religious beliefs. Like, no, it doesn't. There's two. There's two genders. There's two. But now supposedly there's hundreds. This is wrong. It's so deeply disturbing that everyone in the world should laugh when they get asked that question and go, what a stupid question. There's two. Everyone should laugh. Not be like, well, feel all intelligent about it. Well, that actually depends. What's it depend on? It's two. Bam! Woo! It's two. Satan's catches through beauty. Yeah, Satan can really deceive you through beauty. Beauty and the beast, they go together. Beauty and the beast. All right? Lucifer in the TV show is so handsome. Perfect body. Tall. Dark. All the girls love him. Charismatic. Funny. Musician. Brave. Hard as nails. 8-pack. That's Lucifer in a nutshell. It's perfect man. Told you the guy who played Lucifer's from Wales. Wales has the dragon, which is connected to the devil. Wales' flag is a dragon, a red one. Gender was always synonymous with sex, yeah. Now it asks for your sex, you have multiple options. The non-binary one is, what is that? Who came up with that? That's got to be Satan to come up with something so disturbing that people have accepted. I've realized that celebrities have the same eyes, usually have different eye color to try and make them look a little different, like Weeknd. I think the serpent bloodline or the fallen angels, the top stars. I do. The beast on the TV show, again, he'll be a serpent bloodline. He'll be a fallen angel. He'll be a Satanist. Recently, 3 candidates, or whatever they're called, 3 participants on the show shared 20,000. So they got 6.66 thousand each. They split it. And they beat the beast. As above, so below, 69, yep. I'm like 3 miles from 8 Mile. My brother worked with Eminem at a Taco Bell. You should break down Eminem. All right. I broke down his album cover really well. But so Eminem actually worked at Taco Bell. He was from 8 Mile. That's interesting that he came through 8 Mile then. So I wasn't sure if that was legit. If he lived did he live in a trailer park with his mum? Like he said in the movie. The Pope should be in the nick. Everyone who's been the Pope should be. All those cardinals should be. All presidents should be. But we know who owns the justice system. There is the argument that presidents back in the day were good people and cared about the country. I don't believe it. I don't believe for a second that any presidents ever cared about the country in any nation, ever, since they started coming out with presidents, ever. I think it was a genius ploy by these Satanists, these Masons, Jesuits, whoever they are. Genius ploy to come up with presidents. Genius to control us. And then have Masons go up against each other to be president. It didn't really matter who won because the fraternity won. The fraternity won. Eminem, biggest faker ever. Something again about Eminem, the stuff he pushed. He pushed racism, he pushed beating up women, he pushed like rape in his songs. That girl's only 15 years old and pushed drugs, poverty, just sang so often about things that were satanic. Depression, he pushed depression a lot and suicide. Eminem, where does he get that gift from? Did he have it from birth? And why him? Why Marshall Mathers the third? Like most people who come from poor families, they don't have the third at the end of the name. And you've got to know, are they affecting my sound? They've turned me down. It's like the CM Punk pipe bomb. They took the microphone off him, turned it off. All right. I'm going. I'm going to leave. I don't know why they're doing this. 3 hours in. Yes, Litwick, I saw the 8-1, 126 game. Yeah. Is it back? Is the sound back? It's fixed. Let me get my charger. Oh. Is it all right? If it's not, I'm not wasting my energy. I'm going to turn into a robot. Oh, all right. Tell me if you can hear me. If you can't, I'm leaving. Talking about M&M and they cut me off. I just need to eat something here. It's a little bit, I'm sure it's not good for me, but it's supposed to be. All right, can you all hear me? It's still messed up. All right, I better go. I better go. They're going to delete it. 2 hours, 55 minutes, perfect. And then boom. Got too much for these people, didn't it? Absolutely disgraceful what they're doing to me and limiting everything and deleting videos, not paying me any money. I guess I'm onto them, aren't I? I guess I'm onto these people. Never ever happened shit like this before. Never. Yeah. All right. So again, if you want my Kobe Bryant book, send me an email. It's really short. You could read it easily in less than 30 minutes. I'll say bye because there's an issue. Take care. Much love. And cheers to all of you for supporting what I do. Thank you.